covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Say I'm good-hearted, but I'm just getting started. Got my eyes on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Broke all the cages, no, I won't sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's just to give me your loyalty. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Just to give me your loyalty. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Turn the crib into a club like Hennessy and Buddha screaming thug life. Get it, baby, you know I'm the plug, right? Fucking got a feeling that it's gonna be a long night. Whoa, everything I touch turn cold. Need no introduction cause they know Brit and Mo. I hit the lotto, my motto. Roll up gelato and throttle a couple models staccato who fucking brought up the bottles. I'm gone ham. This ain't even luck, all planned. Y'all know who the fucks I am. Burning bucks, smoke bands. Always been the MO since
India, Pakistan, or Nepal. Divided by the borders, united by the World Esports Cup. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome you all to the Infinix Smartphone presents the World Esports Cup, brought to you by India Today Gaming. As my co-caster Urka is joining me for the grand finals, day number 4.
Absolutely. And today is going to be a do or die situation as we had spoken about yesterday. So the teams on the bottom, if they gear up today, directly shift into the highest gear they have on the vehicles and then zoom out, I do believe that, they'll have an opportunity or a shot for the championship. But ultimately, right now, we're able to see that, the Indian teams are just fighting out with one another. They're exchanging blows so badly that they want to be one of the champions. So let's see who's going to be the new teams coming up. For all those viewers joined in, thank you so much, Mridul, for welcoming me and them on behalf of them. But also from my side, welcome to World Esports Cup presented by Infinix Smartphone in association with India Today Gaming. At the same time, radio partner is H104.8. And let's not forget the broadcast partner with some amazing productions coming in from the side of Platonia Esports. So all these things said and done, Bradul, I know that the intros are not to be given so much as of today, because ultimately I started off shivering and stuttering by the beginning of the day itself. Like when I woke up and I realized that today things are going to be more intense, I need to be prepared, and I opened this overall scoreboard. I was on a I would like to say I was a bit shocked, because from the first to the almost sixth or the seventh position, the difference is just 50 points. And that 50 points can be covered up by any team. And let me tell you this, the comeback from the side of KM Brotherhood, which you have done an announcement yesterday that we have to watch out for KM Brotherhood. After you told that, I'm also looking forward to see how they'll be able to perform as well.
Well, yes, yesterday I was looking out for the team Orangutan Elite to be still at the top, but I missed one thing, that CHEMIN Esports had 2 boyas in a single day, and now they have a total of 4 boyas from the grand finals till the day number 3. So definitely they have got that pace. They are getting boyas back to back, and they have been performing amazingly on the maps of Bermuda or if Kalahari. But I would like to witness CHEMIN Esports also coming and performing on the map of Purgatory, because today is the day when most of the teams need to work out on the map of Purgatory, because it's always in between of both the cycles, and definitely you need to cope up with that.
Absolutely. And I'm also looking forward to see how CHEMIN will be able to hold the top position, because right behind them is going to be the team you always spoke about. That's going to be Orangutan Elites. And they are the team which are just 3 points away from them. So they will be also looking forward to, pick up the pace as quickly as possible. And I know these two teams will be looking on the kill feed to see whether the other team has got eliminated completely. And that is when they can pick up the pace. But all these things said and done, let's not forget Arrow Esports, Total Gaming, the way they're making a comeback, the way they want to also grab the limelight, and to be gamers on the other side. Consistency has been the key for them. 95 rank points is what they've gained so far. So I do believe that with the kill points, they're almost doing much better than Orangutan Elites. But if they also pick up the pace, then to be gamers can be on the top. So as I said from the beginning, that Nepal chapter have a great opportunity to take this World Esports Cup and get this big prize pool. Let's see whether they'll be able to grab it.
Well, in the top 5, if you look forward to that, there are many of the Indian teams, actually all of the 4 Indian teams. But before that, we also need to talk about the one of the most grand things, that is the prize pool of this tournament, 100,000 US dollars, or if you convert it to the INR, yes, you have 75 lakhs on stake. The first placing team or the champions of the World Esports Cup will be taking home 35 lakhs with them. After that, the runners-up will be having a share of 15 lakh INR. The third place will have 8 lakh. And then talking about the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, they'll be taking home 6, 4, 2, 1.5, and 1 lakh respectively with their hands.
Absolutely. But at the same time, what's the best part about all these things? The titles bottom, the fan favorite, the MVP, best IGL, best clutch, and best underdog team. I know each of them will be getting a chunk of 50,000 rupees, but that title is going to give them a lot of, feathers on their crown. And I do believe that the biggest feather is going to be that one title of the best underdog team for the team who has started off well in WEC, as well as the best clutch. There are a lot of nominees for it. We are able to see that Radhe Thakur, then we have Nobi, then we have Stalker, then we have so many players. Let's not forget
Yeah.
that each and every team has one clutch from their side, which has turned out to be one of the best. So let's see what is going to happen, because the final clutch, the clutch which is going to allow players to get the championship, or probably the final circle clutches, is something, which I'll be looking forward for, Mridul.
Yeah.
Before we speak anything further, we all know one big question for today: which team do you think is going to be performing better than everybody else?
Well, according to me, it is going to be Team CHEMIN Esports once again on the top, and they are going to hold that position. From the previous 3 days, we have witnessed on the first day it was Team 2P Gamers on the top. Then we had Orangutan Elite making some amazing plays. Then we had a comeback from Team CHEMIN Esports on the day number 3. And now that they're holding the third position, now that they're holding the top position with some amazing amount of points and 4 booyahs from the past 3 days, as I've
Yep.
discussed earlier too. So definitely they can take some more booyahs and get that difference. If I also have to talk about one team from Nepal and one team from Pakistani region, from Nepal it's going to be 2B Gamers, as I already discussed. They are the only team within the Nepal or the Pakistan region to be there in the top 5. And then just behind them, the most consistent team I can say from the World Esports Cup, Legends Style Esports. Well, yes, they do have their hands on one booyah, but today I want to see 2 more booyahs from their side.
Absolutely. When we speak about booyahs, the bigger question is going to be which team has still not got the booyahs, right? So there are
Yeah.
only 2 teams who have not attained any kind of booyah so far. One is going to be TONDE Gamers and one is going to be 5 Mutants. So
5
these
mutants.
2 teams will also be, trying to look forward for something special. 5 Mutants has been one of those teams who try to be consistent every single time. 6 to 7 points is what they've always tried to gain. But yes, for one last time on the day 4, we would like to share with you the schedule for the day. It's going to look like this. It's going to start with Bermuda, then it's going to be Purgatory, and then it's going to be Kalahari. That is going to be repeated twice. So a total of 6 maps to be played. And by the end of all these 6 maps, the last 6 maps is where the fight is going to get even more intense. But I really want to see some teams below the Indian tier teams right now. I literally want to see TONDE Gamers, coming for a fight back. 5 Mutants coming for a fight back. And HOTSHOTs, playing it well. So these are the teams I'm looking forward for. Came Brotherhood, HOTSHOTs, DADA Gang, 5 Mutants, Guardians, and TONDE Gamers. If today they're able to put up a very good fight and put 150, 160 points, or probably 180 points within their table, then I do believe that, the finale, the final day of the grand finals is going to be huge. But I know that the teams on the top is not going to allow that. But ultimately, that is what we'll be hoping for.
Exactly, Urka, and that is what we are hoping for too. Because if we talk about the maps, yes, the maps are going to be same. The schedule is going to be same for the day. But yesterday we discussed, by the time that we have witnessed 3 maps for the day number 3, we are halfway through the game. But now we have gone above the halfway. We have already completed around
Absolutely.
65 to 70% of the tournament, and just 2 days left, where most of the teams, they just need to acquire those points. We were talking about KM Brotherhood coming back into the top 5 team, HOTSHOT also performing good, and you're looking up to them, right? Because they haven't gained those booyahs,
Yep.
or they haven't got those chances that they can prove themselves out of 4. But if you talk about KM Brotherhood, it is a chance that they can come there in the top 5. But do you really think that they can become the champions, because the difference is still 50 points plus?
Yeah, that's what I said. 6 games on a 10 on an average, they'll be able to catch up for a 60. But all they have to praise the teams on the top do not acquire any
Exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
points. So, see,
Hmm.
I know that one booyah is going to give you more than 12, right? So, every team
Yeah.
on an average, if they're securing a booyah, they'll have around 50, 20 points on, a minimum. So, 6 matches of 20 points will give you 120 points, which is more than enough to outnumber anybody on the top. I am telling things which seems to be a little impossible, but
Yeah.
I do believe that, it might be possible, as we'll be looking at the points table and check how things will go for the team securing the booyah. And then on, the team which will be securing the booyah will be getting 12 points in the name. And after that, from the 2nd to the 10th position, we have been saying it's going to descend from starting of 9 pointers. So 2 is going to get 9, 3 is going to get 8, 4 is going to get 7. The position, parallel to the points, what I'm speaking about, the 11th and the 12th position is going to go out with 0 points for themselves. But ultimately, 1 point will be rewarded for the kill, and that is the most crucial thing for anybody, or for any player, or for any team to look for. Because ultimately, we are able to see the teams not securing the booyah but still on the top of the table, because they had more than 10 to 12 kills in their name.
I think so. I'm ready for some passive gameplays today because we have been talking about kills for the past 3 days. That the kills always makes the difference. The kills will always place you above. But today it is about of how much of placement points you can get, of how much of difference you can make to stay there in the top five. Because we have seen some teams going out for just and just kill points, and we have seen teams going for the position points. Total Gaming yesterday, I need to talk about them once again because they have been going aggressive for the first 2 days, and then suddenly on the third day, there comes a man, Fozzy Ajay himself. Every single match he tried for some early rotations, he got those placement points. But one Kalahari,
Yes.
that was the map number 3, and then the map number 5, Purgatory. These two maps never went into the favor of Total Gaming. So yes, Fozzy Ajay also needs to understand that some of the maps are not in the favor of Total Gaming, and yes, they sometimes need to focus on kills too.
Absolutely, but at the same time, as I said, if every player is playing his role perfectly, I do believe that nobody is going to have some problem, because ultimately that is what they're designed for. All these
Yeah.
things said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to grab the attentions of all the viewers to the overall points table coming on our screens. If you don't have your friends come in over here, please share it amongst your friends so that they can come in and see the overall points table, so that in between the game you do not have to explain to them what's happening, so that you can, have no disturbance while watching the games. Because ultimately, as we were speaking about, roles being played from each of these players, right? For one instance, I want to tell you, Fozzy Ajay went in and took down Arrow Esports yesterday in the map of Purgatory. I hope you remember that fight where he went in with the Max 7 and took him down. He took the form of an assaulter, where Mafia
Yeah.
Bala as well as Mafia were not actually doing it. And ultimately, when we looked at the overall scoreboard, they went down at the seventh or the eighth position. So
Exactly.
exchange of roles should be so specific, so proper within the team, that the other should be able to do it. So if the IGL is rushing in and getting taken down, and that pressurizes the team, I know that's going to be hard. But that's an exception for few teams as well. I'm not you know making everything as a common statement over here, but ultimately I'm just telling you. So Total Gaming have to make sure that they hold on to their roles, and that is how things can be done.
Yeah, exactly. And when you talk about the overall scorecard or after the day number 3 ended, yes, CHEMIN Esports is going to be there on the top with 207 points. Behind them is going to be Team Orangutan Elite with just a 3-pointer difference from India with having 204 points. Behind them, the Nepal Pride 2B Gamers with 182 points. Yes, there's a difference of 25 points from the top. It can be covered up in 1 to 2 games, but then we always talk about a jeopardy that we play when we talk about some exceptions or when we just make those predictions that the teams at the top are not playing well in those matches, and that has not happened till we have witnessed the day number 3. Talk about Arrow Esports, even they have their hands on 3 of those boyas, if I talk about, and they have 179 points. Total Gaming at the 5th position. And yes, this is the difference that I talk about, 12 kill points of difference. Total Gaming is having the same number of kill points as Team Arrow Esports, and both of the teams. Yesterday we saw Arrow Esports were looking out for kills, and that is why they're above Team Total Gaming at this position. Because if they wouldn't have look out for kills, then Total Gaming would have been on the top. Legend Style Esports now at the 6th position. One team from Pakistan region, one team from Nepal region. Well, this is Team Legend Style Esports with 155 points on the top 6 position.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to see. But the most important thing for us to watch out over here is going to be Team Legend style skill points, right? They have a very good
Exactly.
placement point so far. So they have got lesser kill points than most of them on the top. So they have to pick up the pace of killing points. But ultimately, when we come down over here, it's all a different story. KM Brotherhood, I do understand that they're making up comeback. If they continue to play like how they played yesterday, they might make it into the
Mm-hmm.
top 3 easily by the end of the day. Team HOTSHOTs on the other end, they are the team to watch out for when it comes to the Pakistan chapter. They were the team to watch out for when it comes to the Pakistan chapter, because they had
Yeah.
played exceptionally well in the previous stages. But ultimately, they are getting suppressed because of the kill points. Because every time they take a fight, they lose a player or two. And in the final circus, we have always spoken, the man advantage always helps out any of those teams.
Yeah.
Apart from that, Dada Gang, Tonde Gamers, Dada Gang seems to be picking up the pace now. The Guardians in the beginning showed like played as if they are going to be in the top 3 as well, but later got suppressed. So the point of concern for all these teams is going to be the kill point. So if they pick up the
Yeah.
kill points in every single game, I think that they'll be able to make it to the top.
Well, if we talk about five mutants, the Guardians and Team Tonde gamers, today is the time that they just go YOLO solo. They can just play their best gameplay today and just hope for that
Yep.
everything lands right for them. But if you talk about Dada Gang and Hotshot, placed at ninth and 10th position respectively, both of the teams have a sweet and a bitter battle on the drop of Central on the map of Purgatory. Well, that is a battle that I need to look out for today. Will they be still going for that?
I don't
Because
think so.
yes,
I don't
exactly,
think so.
because
They're gonna be going in for that
that is the
battle.
hardest question that I can ask you at this moment. Will they be going there on the map of Purgatory? Because they always root out for that. And yesterday we saw a change in the team of Dada Gang, that they brought in Zuki. And Zuki, if he has made a call, or if even if he was filtering his IGL, they left out the drop of Central and they just went out pretty early out of that position.
See, ultimately, this is what I would like to say. That fight has been costing them purgatory. And
Exactly.
let's take an average. So many matches. How many matches have we played till date? Till now, right?
Purgatory for
So
Purgatory?
15, 18 matches have been done. In those
18, yeah.
18 matches, so I would like to
Six
divide
of
it by
Purgatory.
six. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then divided by two. So six matches of purgatory probably is what been played. So in six matches, just imagine you have lost 10 points each, and where you would have been
Exactly.
standing. So the overall picture looks like this: that every match you need to make sure that you don't repeat that mistake in the very second match of the same map. So I hope that they both have realized. And ultimately, who's been under loss? Both the teams have been under loss. It's both Hotshot
Exactly.
as well as Dada Gang. Both of them have been under loss. The other teams have taken advantage of it. So let's see whether they'll be, kicking some sense into themselves and looking forward for it, as we'll be entering to the first map of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the map of Bermuda. So if it's high time you share it among your friends, bring them out over here so that they can come in and enjoy the game of Free Fire, as today is going to be the day where we'll almost get to know who the champions are, or probably get to know who will be having the final chances, or the chances on the final map, final day, and the final map for the championship itself. So all these things said and done, Riddle, the first map of the day. Before we step in, the question is going to remain the same: which team do you think
Yeah.
is on the verge of securing the booyah?
Well, if it's the map of Bermuda, I'm definitely going out for Team CHEMIN Esports. And what I saw yesterday in the second half, CHEMIN Esports is going to be the dominating one on this map.
Somewhere I'll have to say it's either KM Brotherhood or Total Gaming, because these two teams looking out
Okay.
for a comeback. Looks like,
Yeah.
they want to pick up the pace. Fozzie Ajay, after
Get
yesterday's
some
losses,
kills.
he would have belted the team upside down. He would have told
Yeah.
them that we need to come back and make sure that, we take the fight to the enemy's face. So ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be stepping into the first map of the day in the grand finale, day number 4. And I hope you guys are geared up and ready for this.
Well, yes, this is Infinix Smartphone presents the World Esports Cup Grand Finals, day number 4, and the map 19 coming live in front of our screens. We have our eyes on Team Tonde Gamer as we begin with the map of Bermuda. Let's see the plane path. How is it looking like? Where exactly the teams are going? Yes, it starts from the side of Mill, as Total Gaming will be taking an easy drop, and the plane path ends at the Rim Nam Village. There you go. OG Elite, Legend Style Esports are really close to them. Legend Style, nothing to lose. They are there at the top 6. And now they are going to engage in an initial fight. Look at KM Brotherhood going against the team of 5 mutants on the drop of Peak.
Absolutely, but at the same time, it's gonna be Legend Style taking down the side of OGs. Iconic gets taken down in the beginning. RDP gets taken down as well, and it's all the Max 7 magic which is happening over here. Let's see whether Pahadi will be able to pick up his teammates. That's gonna be the big question. It's gonna be Blackhawk also getting taken down. So LS on the other side looks like they want to start off on a very good note, but this is the problem with LS. They do not confirm kills, and due to which they always lag that behind. LS KK18 has got taken down and confirmed as well. Not the right kind of thing, as Tonde Gamers have come into the picture, and it looks like LS are, even though they've taken down and done the damage against the side of OGs, they'll be also losing a player.
Well, yes, and one of the most important players from their side, that is going to be KK18, always responsible for those grenade launcher picks. Oh, with the grenades, the grenadier himself is out of the game, as now OG Elite is surviving with only 2 players in this match. Hotshot have entered as a 3-man. Definitely that's going to be a backlash for them as soon as they have started in this game. Now talking about Team Legend Style Esports, yes, they have heard those footsteps of Pahadi already spotted. He was low on HP, was just just praying at that corner that he would be saved. He would be saved, but no. Kurei and his teammate with a max 7. It's a finish for Kurei, and now they have got 3 kills on Team OG Elite. Also looking forward to the next fight between KMBH and Team 5 Minutes as it is going slow right now. And I'm looking forward to some utilities coming into the play because it is just the opening of the match, and definitely the utilities are yet not available.
Absolutely, but at the same time, you know what's going to be the bigger picture for me? We can see that the teams are starting to challenge one another on the drop location. This is what we had expected from the previous day.
Yeah.
I always spoke about it that, you know, it's important for everybody to go in and challenge the other who's been on the top and try to take them out. And Legend Style are doing it in style. They have just one more man to hunt down, and then one of the table toppers will be almost down. KMBH on the other side trying to take down 5 Mutants. Now, KMBH and 5 Mutants, this is not the fight to look out for because both of them are on the bottoms of the table. They have to work out in such a way that they do not challenge one another. But I do understand KMBH mindset have changed from yesterday. They're looking forward to pick up as many kills as possible and as quickly as possible, as 5 Mutants, one lurking person on the outside can actually do the difference. We can see the Two-Face on the top with Sajid will be waiting for KMBH to actually pick up the first note and make a mistake. But ultimately, we all know that KMBH Deepu, the IGL, is actually doing an amazing job. He's leading the team from the front, trying to show them that even he goes down, he's not going to, you know, let his team suffer. So let's see what's going to happen as we're able to see that a push comes in, but ultimately a glue wall is going to restrict them. Then the players are going to jump out eventually. Nobi on the other side can take it down because of Two-Face coming in from the other angle. And I do believe that Deepu is going to go for an exchange. The fight is just starting off between these two teams as we're able to see that 5 Mutant is going to be losing more players than we expected. The last man standing and they'll be eliminated as Deepu, the IGL, is going to lead from an example and not by force.
P90 damaging. It was a lot of damage dealt by that P90, and with that a 3k for the side of Deepu. 1 kill for one of the players of Team KM Brotherhood, as now they have eliminated 5 Mutants at the 12th spot. It's OG Elite still surviving with 1 player in this match. I think so it was Killer, as I had my eyes on him. But if you talk about the positioning, if you talk about the gameplay that we just saw from the side of KM Brotherhood, what an amazing one. And now it's looking like 5 Mutants are going to be real far away to be there, to be even there in the top 5.
Absolutely. Look at how Killer has been targeted from every single team over here. TONDE gamers have decided to take down OG Killer absolutely quickly as possible. But the point of concern for Killer is going to be this. He's not got the right kind of farming. I don't know how well he's going to survive because he's one of those players who has the capability of surviving until the end. But in the position like this where he's going into every other's drop location, I don't think so it's going to be easy. Now he's going to be crossing the, the roads, probably be trying to escape. But we can see one player is still not leaving him, letting him go. It's going to be one player of TONDE Gamers still going behind him, trying to track him out and probably eliminate him as well. TONDE Gamers on the other side is going to stop themselves, try to loot out as much as possible, as Lure is still on the hunt to take down the last player of Fuji, and that's going to be Killer. And I do believe that in case Killer tags him out first, it's going to be the end of the story for Lure himself.
Well, yes, exactly. As if you talk about the side of Team TONDE Gamers. Today, as you just said, that TONDE Gamers, KM Brotherhood, and even Team Legend Stylies was because they are there at the 6th position. To be there in the top 5 and beat out 4 teams from Team India. All of the 4 teams are there in the top 5, and mind you, to just get that spot, it's really difficult as all those 4 teams are already fighting amongst themselves. And if you create a tension between them, if you have to really create a tension among them, you need to go together. Pakistan and the team Nepal and teams from Nepal, definitely they need to go together and beat out India in the start if they really want to get that spot. Well, if you talk about Legend Style Esports and Team 2B Gamer, look at Killer. He's just staying silently at that position, and it's really a bitter one as Pahadi was there as the same, and Lure with the max 7, a jump shot on his bottom, and he's eliminated from the game. With that, TONDE Gamer takes the part to be the eliminators of Team Orangutan Elite at the 11th spot in the first game.
Absolutely, but at the same time, the most important point is this: the way They did not let go of the final kill. They just rushed against him. They made sure they hunt him down. And I would like to say the scavengers are back in this game. Now we can see that team, the Guardians are going against the side of Arrow in the northern side of the map. We have to see whether the Arrows will be able to hold off the Guardians, as they're using launchers to go into this fight. And I really want to see, you know, with two men away from one another, I don't know how well, the Guardians will be able to sustain this fight. As Arrow on the other side, once they get their target fixed, they're going to put a bullseye right into their head. Now Shino coming in from the other side with M82B. There's attack coming in. Drago in a huge trouble at this point of time.
One more shot.
Didn't bite a bit, but I don't think so. It's going to be it's going to be a good story for him. He's trying to do much. I do believe that, you know, it's going to be Arrow putting up an end for the side of Drago with that M18 jump shots is what he's trying to do, but ultimately M10 into his face. He's going to put him on his knees, and confirmation might be coming in any second soon, but ultimately the backup comes in. It's going to be Supreme trying to push in as quickly as possible. He wants to revive his teammate. Stalker from far away is also trying to do the much of cover fire as possible. I don't think so it's going to be that easy, as it's going to be Drago gets revived at the final moments of the game, and I do believe the fight is still on between the side of Arrow as well as the Guardians.
Well, yes, exactly. The most important opening was by the side of Team Arrow, as Prab got a knock on Drago, but he was able to make a retreat from that position and just go on back with his team, unite with the team and get a revive. Now that 2B gamers know that they have Team Arrow, well, it is going to be a big decision for them. Are they really going to leave this position, because they have a launch pad available and they can utilize it to the best? But there goes the Guardians against Team DADA Gang, as they have already holded a position near Kotatua.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to see how this game is going to turn out, as we can see that Shivo, the one lurking person who was actually doing the damage for the side of Team Arrows. Now, a very, very good fight. This is what I love about the Guardians, you know. They are backing out from a fight, and let me remind you, the viewers who are watching and thinking that, you know, this team is actually running away. Mind you guys that before striking, a trigger always takes 2 steps behind. So let's see whether the Guardians are also looking forward for it. Total Gaming on the other side goes back to their normal. Look at this movie on the other side, pretty much in the open. He's going to get tagged on his bottoms, and he's going to be confirmed as well, and it's going to be CHEMIN Esports showing them how things can be done. But ultimately, as I was speaking, so it's important for all these players to watch out for a team which is actually going back. Poison on the other side also gets taken down, and that's an elimination against the other gang.
Well, yes, exactly. The Guardians, Total Gaming and CHEMIN Esports, 3 teams will unite with each other to eliminate the whole team by that side. But if we move forward, look at Team 2B Gamers. The last player was there, but not for a long time, as Chino lands a headshot with the M82B. And this is an end of 2B Gamers with the first map. Look at Arrow Esports. Yes, they are still holding the top 4 position, and they are proving it right, eliminating the whole team. Now they have their hands of 4 of those important kills.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to see how Total Gaming is going to counter it out, because we're able to see they don't want to get into any kind of action. They just want to hold on to that placement points in this game. They've decided that they want to get this booyah, so that is why they're not wanting, to get into any kind of fights. But HS on the other side, Team HOTSHOTs are already on a, probably on a bad situation right now, because I would like to say that they came in with just 3 men, and that disadvantage itself is going to hinder their performance in a very long way. But for now, we're able to see that CHEMIN Esports on the other side is trying to be as active as possible, because we saw the way they started to hunt down players, right? And they are holding the center of the circle as well. TONDE gamers are coming from the same angle. We can see that, Legend Style also coming from the same angle. Arrow will have to use those launchers and try to land into the circle as quickly as possible. HOTSHOTs are going to come in and trying to, take the Guardians out probably, and let's see how those things are going to turn out, as 3 gamers are eliminated, and it's a chance for the other teams of the same region to pick up as many as possible.
Well, look forward to the fight of CHEMIN Esports going against TONDE Gamers, and CHEMIN Esports won the perfect spot in each and every zone right now, because look at those early rotations. All of the players just rolling around this very ridge to get a good spot, but there they go. TONDE Gamer is moving towards LS Team Legend side, as they're also in a vehicle, and they will collide with each other to initiate that fight.
Absolutely, Tonde Gamers not in the right position at this point of time. A lot of damage has been dealt against them. They get inside Cape Town, but into hard cover is the best part. Now LS have to make sure that they get into hard cover before they take this fight, because ultimately that should be the most important thing. We can see the Cripsy on the other side wants to land as many damage as possible. Ultimately, that Jeep is going to save them out. But we can see one player of Tonde Gamers, I think it's Tanjiro. No, it's going to Hiro Honi is still going in for a chase. Luri is also with him at this point of time. They are trying to scout things out over here. This new meta of trying to take vehicles and move around in the circle seems to be a very unique and a different approach in this game. But ultimately, everybody have to realize this, that you need to have kills in your name, and that's the only way it's going to happen. Radhe Thakur on the other side in the verge of picking up 2 to 3 more kills, but ultimately they escaped. It's legend style, almost getting away from that. Now, with drops coming in, I want to see who's going to get those grenade launchers in the hand.
Well, yes, exactly. If we move forward and look upon this fight, we can also see that CHEMIN Esports is already holding a good spot for them. And Legends Esports, after picking up an initial fight, they know that which fights are good for them, which fights are bad for them. And yes, they have exited that fight beautifully. Well, if you talk about the next zone coming, yes, it is a warning for each and every player to hold a good position as the circle moves out of Kotatua and goes towards the western northern region. Well, if we talk about the positions that they already had, now it's the side of Cape Town that all the teams need to exit as soon as possible, as they've only got 1 minute to look out for the next zone.
Absolutely, but at the same time, I really like how CHEMIN Esports is playing this out. They'd want to hold this position for a brief period of time. When they understood that the zone is going to come in and allow the enemies to come a bit more closer to them, that is when they'll be trying to execute things. And I really like that approach as well. But one point of concern for the side of CHEMIN Esports is going to be this: as they enter the circle, is there anybody else to gatekeep them? And in case there is somebody, then they're going to be sandwiched between two teams. KMBH on the other side holding the best spot in the house. Let's see whether they'll be able to secure a booyah for themselves, as two teams which are Predator are there in the final circles, and let's see which team will be actually taking it home.
Well, look at the next circle. Total Gaming is holding the north spot of that. KM Brotherhood already there in the circle, and two of the teams, HOTSHOT, is still surviving in this game as they're rooting out for that position. There comes TONDE Gamers and the Guardians in a fight with CHEMIN Esports. Run over by the bike. Swaste becoming the deadly guy for each and every player. Gets a knock on Radhe Thakur, but there comes the 10. Radhe Thakur gets out of the game, and now it's the Keta already taking up the pace for the team. Gets another knock on Vizardo. Vizardo getting completed as Anand also gets his kill confirmed on Vanilio. Prab with the third party gets a knock on Swastik. That's a bad spot as Team Arrow is making a third party on Team CHEMIN Esports. Now Anand confirms 2 of his frags, and now it's a 1v1 remaining, but no, not a 1v1, as Shino with the third party will do the job. Now CHEMIN Esports will exit this position, but it's done and dusted for the Guardians at the 8th position as they are out of the game.
Absolutely, but at the same time, didn't I speak about the skirmish which CHEMIN Esports are not prepared for? That is going to be an attack from behind and also from the front, and ultimately they get taken down. LS on the other side still doing the best. Luri on the other side with the sniper trying to show that things can be done. Kure, the last man standing, will have to do a lot, pick up his teammates as well, and also make sure. Oh, but ultimately a good shot coming in from the side of Anand from the top, who's still in the fight, who's still making a statement. 5 kills is what has come into the team, but 4 from the side of Anand. Now he has a lot of loot over there on the lower grounds. He can just go in and pick it up. Fozzy Ajay on the other side. Am I looking it right? Does he have a grenade launcher in his hand? And even if he has, now CHEMIN Esports Anand is going to be in a huge trouble. He takes that vehicle. He wants to run away as quickly as possible. His vehicle is on fire, and I think so he's going to be making it safe for now. He has that, the sniper tower to take cover in, but ultimately Nobi on the other side is going to knock on his head and make sure that he's out of the game. But KMBH on the other side still alive. They have all 4 men standing. They have man advantage as well. Rather than tagging the side of Total Gaming, who have the perfect rotation right now, they need to make sure that they get inside the circle first and then take this fight. Now we have to see how Arrow is going to counter this off. They've got 6 good frags in their name, with Prab also leading the fight. Tonde Gamers getting eliminated on the 6th position. CHEMIN Esports on the 5th position so far. Now HOTSHOT are trying to push their luck against the side of KMBH. Now let's see whether KMBH are actually ready for this. If not here, they might get taken down because of Total Gaming, who are on the other side as well.
Well, look at Mafia Bala get connected that headshot by the Woodpecker, and he is going to confirm his kill. And now HOTSHOT is on
Oh,
the roll
Mafia.
and getting connected those shots. There goes Mafia with the car 98 as Mafia Bala has taken the hands on Adiama. Delete gets a knock from ACAT, and Total Gaming will eliminate the whole team of HOTSHOT at #4. Now the last three teams, KMBH, Total Gaming, and Arrow Esports, who is going to have that booyah?
I do believe that Arrow is going to taunt out the side of Total Gaming, and this fight is not going to go in their favor because ultimately we were able to see that Mafia's crosshairs, Mafia Bala, as well as the whole team's crosshairs are actually working out. Mafia takes down Deepo on the other side. They have decided to hold on to this fight as much as possible because ultimately KMBH have realized that they are the team closest to the zone, but Arrow on the other side is concentrating to make it inside the circle. So every team has equal opportunities to make it into the final circle or probably have the final, booyah in the name. We are able to see that Mafia Ball on the other side is getting tagged because of Arrow, and Arrow is picking up the face against the side of Total Gaming as the zone is going to push everybody in. Now KMBH have a little bit of a cover. That's going to be the sniper tower in front of them as well as the vehicles. Now let's see which team will be able to counter this off, as Arrow Esports have a divided attention due to which they might suffer a lot of kills over here. Total Gaming on the other side, they are picking up the wrong fight is what I would like to say. Mafia on the other side has picked up the and done the damage against the side of KMBH. KMBH coming out in the open. They have got 5 to 6 frags in the name. Delete the last man standing. We have to see whether he'll be able to fight this out. Now, Aizen is still alive, so let's not forget that. Arrow having the highest advantage right now, taking down each and every player. Man advantage. 2v4 is what we are looking at this point of time. Grenades are still in the hands of the side of Arrow. It looks like Arrow will be able to counter this out. Aizen on the other side pushed down 2 players. Now quick concession of kills coming in from the side of Arrow Esports. 10 frags is what they've attained so far. Aizen gets taken down. Novi is the last man standing. Let's see whether Arrow will be able to capitalize this.
Well, yes, Chino was the last player who could have got it there. Got the last kill for Team Arrow, and yes, he will, with Prab becoming the MVP of the match number 1. It's a booyah for Arrow Esports on the Bermuda map.
Absolutely. I think you did vouch. Oh, you vouched for CHEMIN Esports, right? So, I do believe that KMBH had a very good opportunity of securing that. They did not go a little, active. I really wanted KMBH to come forward a little, try to challenge the side of Arrows, or probably hold on to a position where Arrow and the side of Total Gaming could actually counter out one another. I do understand that sometimes it's important for the IGL to take the right kind of call. They have come into the top 2 positions and also having 7 to 8 kills in the name, but the team which is getting the highest leap is going to be the side of Arrow Esports. Like 13 to 14 frags is what they've attained so far, and having the booyah in the hand, they'll be looking really good on the overall points table.
Well, yes, exactly. As Team Arrow has got that momentum from the first match, looking out for kills, looking out for frags, making the perfect rotations, and entering the circle just like Kings do. Whereas Total Gaming went on to a good position. They had a battle against CHEMIN Esports Anand, but then they were at the edge of the zone. Yes, the edge of the zone was open, but they never looked out for Team Arrow coming from the behind. They never cleared their back. They were just focused to fight in the circle, and that is what resulted bad for the side of Team Total Gaming. KMBH, meanwhile, was just fighting up in the circle against each and everyone because everyone was targeting them, but still they managed to get that #2 position. So a salute to Team KM Brotherhood.
Yeah, but KM Brotherhood at one point of time, everybody could have rushed in, put up a fort of glue wall in front of them and try to hold the center of the circle. And that's the best part about the Arrow Esports, which I love the most. It's going to be they prioritize the zone no matter what fight they're taking. We saw that in the circle when, all 3 teams were pretty much close to the circle. Arrow Esports was the only team which dared to get inside the circle with putting glue walls in front of them. And at that point of time, the divided attention coming in from all these 3 teams was really bad. KMBH, they would have allowed one person to put glue walls, avoid the shots coming in from the side of Total Gaming, and concentrated their firepower on Arrow, because ultimately the 2 teams, that's going to be Arrow Esports and Total Gaming, had to come closer to one another as quickly as possible. But eventually we all know that everybody wanted to pick up kills from the side of Total Gaming. It was all about kills for both these teams, but Arrow at the higher end, upper end, and I do believe that they ended up in the higher end.
Well, yes, exactly. We always say, Urka, that fate arrives when it's written. You know when it's about to arrive, you
Yep.
know when it's going to happen. And that is what exactly happened. We were talking about Arrow Esports and Total Gaming initiating a fight between the mid game, but that was not going to
Yep.
happen. That was going to happen by just one player surviving from Team Total Gaming, or actually two, but one single grade from Prab, and yes, Total Gaming was out of the game. So that is what we talk about. When yes, it is going to happen, it will happen for sure. But if you talk about the last fight that we just witnessed, in that fight, if Shinu was not there with those Drax knives, Prab and the other player were going down with the HP because the spray down by the side of Deepu was already suppressing them, and Shinu with another angle from the right hand side took down two players from Team KM Brotherhood.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to see how things will turn out when it comes to the points table, because that is what my eyes are wanting to see. I do understand that, it was KMBH, it was Total Gaming, it was Arrow Esports, it
Arrow,
was Chemin Esports.
Kemen
Yeah,
Sports.
all these four teams. Yeah, all these four teams were there in the top. But ultimately, I would like to see where the team of Legend Style as well as team Hot Shots, or probably the side of team. I know 2B Gamers went out very, very early, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, Legend Style. I'm looking forward to see how much Legend Style were able to counter it out. I do understand that they got third party and fourth party in the beginning, but three Indian flags flying high in the air. It's going to be Arrow Esports on the top. Right behind them is going to be KM Brotherhood. They have put up 15 points for themselves. Arrow Esports 12 and 12. A very, very good balance. Rank points and kill points for themselves. 24 points is what they've attained. Total Gaming is right behind them with 13 points. Chemin Esports is putting it up an average. As I said from yesterday, that Chemin Esports will be looking up for just an average of 11 in every single game. And since they've also picked up a pace a little bit better than the side of Orangutan Elite because they got eliminated earlier, I do believe that, in the next game, Chemin Esports will be looking a bit more stronger. Tonde Gamers on the other side, good to see them in the top five, and the Guardians as well. So these were the teams at the very bottom, the Guardians and the Tonde Gamers. Now they have picked up the pace to come up in the fifth and the sixth position.
Well, yes, exactly. With the first match of the day number 4, everything is going to change on the overall scorecard. Look at Arrow Esports having 24 points. So, yes, they are going to surpass 2B Gamers on the points table, as 2B Gamers were not able to perform in this match and not get those much of points. So, now Team Arrow Esports is holding the third spot. All the top 3 has been secured by the Indian teams. But if you talk about Orangutan Elite, they have just a single point of difference from Arrow Esports. Talk about the second half of the map by scoreboard. You have Legend Style Esports, Team Hotshot, 2B Gamers at the 7th, 8th, and 9th position respectively. Then you have DADA Gang, 5 Mutants, and Orangutan Elite. Orangutan Elite not able to acquire even one single point from this match. I don't know what is going to result good for them or in behalf of their part. As Legend Style Esports were not able to acquire good points in this match. Yes, they were able to have 7 points, but yes, they'll be surpassed by their better half, KM Brotherhood, from this match because they just had a 2 point difference, and now KM Brotherhood is on the battle as they are in the top 6 on the overall scoreboard.
Yeah, I want to see how KM Brotherhood will be able to counter it out. They need two booyahs for the day to make sure that they end the day in a good note and have a fighting chance for the top title. But 2B Gamers on the other side, with just 2 points from this game, they have to pick up the pace. They have to look forward to pick up kills, and they have to pick up in such a way that they make a statement in this tournament. 5 Mutants and Orangutan Elite, both of them going down. In I do believe that this might be a point of the tournament where we have to say that 5 Mutants run for the championship might have come to an end, a game or two, and they might be looking forward for nothing but the other positions which they can grab on. But Hotshot 7 points and Legend Style 7 points, not much difference when it comes to the overall points table. We need to have double digits from here on, and let's see who will be able to gain those, as we are able to see that there's only one team performed really well. That's going to be Arrow. So 20 points again into 190s. We have to see how quickly they'll be able to enter the 200 pointers.
Well, yes, 5 Mutants, Team Dada Gang. These are the teams who need to acquire 15 to 20 points from
Yep.
every single game. And whereas one more game has went into win, KM Brotherhood is just getting chances by chances, and they are proving on those chances after those 15 matches, because we have seen the 16th match, the 17th match, and the 18th match on the day number 3 also
Yep.
went in their favor. But if you need to talk
Yep.
about the position that KM Brotherhood has, the only team from Pakistan to be in top 6 was Legend Style Esports, and still they have a chance to acquire a good spot in the top 5. Definitely, you talk about championship. it is going in the hands of India in the next two matches, because the next two matches are going to clear us more about the points difference that India is going to have against all of those countries.
See, I do have to agree with you on this that, the next two matches is going to reveal something, right? But let's not forget what's happening on the chat as well. It's going to be
Yeah.
India by most of
India.
these people. And we're able to see that, there are some Pakistan as well as some Nepal people cheering out for their countries as well. All these things said, and the most important thing for me from here on is to see whether KM
Yeah.
Brotherhood as well as to be gamers, how
Two
well
gamers,
will
two
these two
teams.
teams play? Yeah, how well these two teams play, because they can
Exactly.
make a lot of difference in the overall points table if they take down Total Gaming, CHEMIN Esports and Arrow Esports, right? If these 12 points is shared by these two teams in the beginning of the games itself, or probably in the mid games in during the rotations, that can bring a lot of difference for the other teams, as they'll be able to secure booyahs for themselves. All these things said and done, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be stepping into the next map of the day. That's going to be the map of Purgatory. Mridul, now the
Yes.
question arises yet again. Which team do you think is going to be, which two teams do you think is going to be in the final circle?
Well, if it's about the map of Purgatory, I'm really excited if Cayman Esports arrive, because I want to place on my bet on them. And then it's going to be the
Again,
side of the Guardians, because they're in the bottom half and they need to pick up the pace, because there are only two more chances left for them. And yes, they need to be back in the game.
somewhere I'll have to say this Total Gaming will be able to again come back in the tops.
Yeah.
Probably it's going to be Legend Style will be trying to make it at the best, is what I would like to say. If someone else I would like to choose, yes, I'll also stick with your point of CHEMIN Esports coming in. But let's see whether all these three teams will be able to come in, as we'll be stepping into the second map of the day and the
Yeah.
probably the 20th match of this tournament.
Well, yes, exactly. The map number 20, as we begin with the Purgatory map, HOTSHOT versus DADA Gang on Central. And this is Infinix Smartphone presents the World Esports Cup Grand Finals Day 4 map 20. Look at that plane path once again happening on this map. This map is just trolling each and every one team. Look at that, starting from the moat house, going towards the marble works. As the teams dropping on the crossroads, that is going to be Total Gaming. They'll have an easy run to go on their usual drop. But look at the central angle. Will that happen? Will HOTSHOT and the other gang have a fight there, or if there is going to be a chaos for Team Cayman Esports on the marble works?
I do believe that CHEMIN Esports is going to be accompanied with a lot of people, as HOTSHOTs are taking a jump over there. Legend Style is going to be Team DG's also coming in over there. We can see that the Guardians and HOTSHOTs, both of them are looking forward to go to the end of golf course, right? Now the teams on the bottom are all on the same page and not the best place for them to be. Now we have to see that KMBH is trying to counter out with Arrow Esports, as they have divided, and this will be the right time to strike against the side of Arrow Esports, as Rohan is trying to get as close to Prabhu as quickly as possible. For now, at the side of Quarry, we're able to see that LS is going to be WK18 being tagged by the side of Kakle. Now the big, I would like to say these are the strongest bulls, but Zuki on the other side has a different story to say. There comes in Double K18, seems to be sick, getting a deja vu of the same play every single time. He's the first person to get down from his team. Quetta gets taken down on the other side. So the bigger dogs are out of this picture, and we have to see how the others are going to carry the team from here on.
HOTSHOT, DADA Gang, Team the Guardians, these are those names that have nothing to lose at this time. They can just show their aggressive gameplay, get those kills, and get over with it. Kakle with the MP40 spray is going to confirm one more kill for his team, as now the other gang have hands on two of the important kills. Look at the side of Quarry. Two more players still surviving from the side of Legend Side Esports, as this was one of the most important matches for them. And yes, they have lost it once again, as Nepal is once again picking up the pace, and Dada Gang and the other teams from the Nepal region are helping their own teams.
Absolutely. Now this vehicle rotation is going to come in. Blackhawk on the other side is going to be the verge of extinction, is what I would like to say. He gets taken on by Zuki. SBD finally coming into play. This is the power of SBD. 2 shots is what it took for a person to get finished off as well. 3 kills. Dada Gang showing everybody who can be the Dadas of the game. Let's see whether they'll be looking forward to hunt down the last player. I know that Kari is going to be the last player from the side of the Guardians. Whether he'll be hunt down or slowly he'll be playing for placement points from here on.
Well, yes, exactly. If you talk about the side of Curry, he is going to be the last player surviving from the Guardians. But Dada Gang showing their Dadagiri, as we always say in Hindi. This time, they are looking pretty much amazing with the firepower they have got on the map of Purgatory. They look so awesome always on the map of Purgatory, where they always get the confidence on this maps, but one single map going good for the region or the team of Dada Gang is not going to result good for them, even if we have 30 maps to play out for, or 12 purgatories, or even like 10 purgatories to be exact to play out for. But moving forward, there you see the vehicles rolling about by the side of KM Brotherhood as they were spotted by 2B Gamers.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to see how, to be gamers will be able to play it out, because they have to pick up the pace. They want some kills as well. It's going to be Drago, who's been targeted every single time for the team. They have understood this, but two of the strongest teams. Now, it's good for both of these teams to fall back and not take this fight and trade the fight later on, but it looks like KMBH is not going to look forward for it. They want to take this fight. They want to make sure that, they pick up the kills which is in front of them, and I do believe that's going to be a loss for their country mates as well as for the others as well. KMBH on the other side takes a rotation, tries to see how many players were behind it. They get a clear picture that the whole team is regrouping at this point of time, and that is why they're falling back. A good call coming in from both these teams, and let's see whether they'll be able to meet each other in the final circle.
And both of the teams are there in the top 6. 2B Gamers and Team KM Brotherhood, both of them know that they'll have those zone clashes, they'll have those rotation clashes, but this time this fight is not good for them. They just need to fall back and just stay on their positions. A good decision made from both of the sides, as now they're going to hold a spot near about Brasilia, but the zone has taken a toll towards the southern side, even if the plain path was on the northern side.
Absolutely. Now we have to see whether KM Brotherhood will be looking forward to get the center of the circle in the beginning itself, because in the previous game, that is what, they strategize. Moat House is where the circle holds off at this point of time. And Total Gaming looking forward for placement points yet again. And we're able to see, after getting a proper loot in the side of Ski Lodge, it's going to be Orangutan LH who will be looking forward for a rotation in such a way that nobody's going to counter them out. Team LS on the other side is going to go to the center of the map, try to see how they can push their luck. KMBH will be pushing towards the side of Ski Lodge. Now the point of concern is for three teams on the bottom. One is going to be the side of HOTSHOTs, the other is going to be the side of 2B Gamers, as well as the side of Dada Gang. Now they all have a long journey up ahead towards the northern side of the map. The second zone forming in, a lot of damage from the zone itself.
Well, look forward to some middle game fights as we go forward in this very position. We can see that Kure is caught in the open, already spotted by the Car 98, confirmed by the DMR of OG Killer. And that's the first frag for Orangutan Elite. Legend Style takes an elimination, and that was a well-decided elimination from their side, as they weren't going forward for the next zone. Well, now that we have lost 8 players from this match and 1 team, we have 11 teams and 40 players still surviving, as Arrow were the winners of the match number 1. They need to be just calm and stay focused on the map 2, because Total Gaming at any given time can make a great comeback. A warning coming up for each and every team, as 2B Gamers are still holding a real good spot on Lumber Mill. The zone goes south.
I mean, we can, somehow see that, most of these teams will be looking forward to get those rotations right into the map of Purgatory, right? Because we're looking out for the most northern side of the map, where we can expect any kind of skirmishes coming in that open fields of the fields itself. So those teams which will be holding the corners of the island will have a greater advantage. But I'm looking forward to see which team will actually get into Moat House and try to play for complete placement points. 5 mutants versus arrows is what we'll be able to see in the sides of fields. This is what I said. In the fields is where all these fights can actually get initiated and get taken down. If 5 mutants can push in and put the right kind of grenades against the side of arrows, we can expect them to decimate them. But arrows on the other side have found out that there's a team pushing in. So 5 mutants sticking together, trying to play the same gameplay which they do. But arrow quickly falling back, trying to come in from the other angle. A snow grenade is going to go against the side of Sajid. Now we have to see whether 5 mutants will be able to counter it out. Arrows on the other side. Look at the fallback coming in from their side. So quickly they'll be jumping back, making sure that they go back to the other direction. But at the same time, 5 mutants are falling into the traps of Arrow at this point of time. As we can see that they're trying to come in into that angle where Shino will be the key player for the team. 5 mutants coming a bit more closer. We can see that Shaji gets taken down by Roshan. Two-Face puts down Prabha as well. Now a good exchange coming in. Now Sajid has to be revived as quickly as possible as Ash comes out in the open, sees two players coming in. Now Arrow on the other side. Shino is also cleaning it out. It's going to be RNS exchanging, Two-Face exchanging, and I do believe that Arrow is on the verge of extinction as the last man standing for him. It's going to be a 1v2 coming in. Now Two-Face has to do some magic over here.
Oh,
And
no!
it's going to be Prab versus Walid. Now they're prepared for one another. Jump shots coming in, but Walid is going to land the final blow. Take out Arrow in the beginning itself. Gives 5 mutants the kills which they wanted. Now picking up is going to be the bigger question. Sajid will be the first person to get picked up. A very, very good gameplay coming in from the side of 5 mutants. This 5 mutants I was missing in a really, really long time.
Well, yes, exactly. As 5 mutants, nothing to lose. They'll eliminate Team Arrow Esports pretty much early, or I can say the earliest it can be. Well, Arrow Esports is out of the game, but oh, okay. HOTSHOT is able to revive each and every player. Not that was not HOTSHOT actually. Team 5 mutants is able to revive each and every player, and they're all set because Arca, they are still in open, and any single team is going to come in for the third party, and that is for sure. Because if it is the map of Purgatory, definitely you're going to witness the early fights from the side of the Pakistani region.
I don't know how that is going to turn out for the side of 5 mutants because they do have some hard cover. It's open fields, as I said. Now they have to look out for rotation. But Total Gaming on the other side, completely hidden. It looks like Total Gaming have understood that, the teams are actually targeting the stronger teams and they would want to come in. CHEMIN Esports on the other side is answering the side of the Guardians, as Guardians will be eliminated. And the last man standing was there trying to take out the big dog. So yeah, CHEMIN Esports is looking as strong as possible. The OGs on the other side, this is going to be DADA gang versus the side of KMBH, if I'm not wrong. KMBH has the height advantage. All of these teams need to concentrate on just getting inside the zone first, because in the map of Purgatory, this zone can actually do such damages that's beyond their imagination.
Look at that! Aizen going for a spray down, and with that MP5, he is going to get a knock. On the other side,
Oh!
Aizen! Whoa! What a perfect grenade on Kakle as he was revealed with his position. The perfect coke grenade lands right on his head, and given no time, Kakle is going to go out. Team DADA gang deciding that they are going for a fallback, but will they be allowed? As yes, he goes for a spray down, but no, not much of a damage. KM Brotherhood, they also have only 18 seconds left for them. Rotate for the next circle, because Purgatory, it's a long map to rotate for.
Absolutely, but at the same time, as I said, this open fields is going to attract a lot of attention for all these players. We're able to see that team number 9 is actually coming close to the side of team number 11 as well. It's going to be Zuki, the man with the Ferrari, trying to get inside the zone. Now, we all know that, each of them can counter up and land at the same hard cover. Probably everybody would have marked the same hard cover which is inside the circle. As we see that team DG will be the first team to reach to that hard cover. KMBH on the other side has one good cover towards the side of Skilos. They do not need to come in for any kind of fight. Now, the OGs looks like this team is having the best spot in the house. CHEMIN Esports coming as a surprise for the side of Total Gaming. So 3 of the Indian teams are on the northern side of the map waiting for the others to come in. It's going to be 2B Gamers trying to push their luck against the side of KMBH, which is going to be a challenge very badly as Shibo gets taken down. Might be confirmed. Yes, Sangam is going to confirm him as well. So Nobi is going to be really happy. Deepu especially is going to be really happy with his teammates because they're performing really well, exceptionally well for the side of KMBH. If they continue to perform like this, they'll have a very, very good chance of coming into the top 3 by the end of the day.
Well, coming into the top 3, you talk about that, it is going to be given to you. As now, we move forward with the top 9 of this game. A warning already coming up for each and every team as the circle is about to close. DADA gang is still surviving, as yes, they have lost Kakle, but a perfect decision made to come out of that fight and make a good rotation near about from Ski Lodge. But now they have team number 5 who are already holding that position from a long time at the very edge of the southern circle.
Absolutely, but at the same time, the next circle is the most important circle of them all. In case it goes towards OGs, I do believe that they will be easily picking up the next booyah for the team. But it's going to go in the favor of Total Gaming. Now, Team TC, that Drago, that's going to be the side of 2B Gamers are trying to challenge the side of CHEMIN Esports. Now, 5 Mutants are also over there, right? So these are the teams they have to fight out with one another. Now, HOTSHOTs on the other side have a very, very good rotation towards the northern side of the map, towards the, picking up the eastern side, try to take that position off the side of OGs and then try to take them out. But CHEMIN Esports have a very, very big disadvantage as they've entered with just 3 men inside this game. So they're playing as passive as possible. Let's see. The next rotation is where they'll be landing, probably in the crosshairs of any of these teams, whether they'll be able to counter it off or, they're going to get eliminated with just 1 kill for themselves.
You know what, personally changing my opinion this time, Total Gaming or Orangutan Elite from Team India, if they're going to get a booyah in this map, definitely it's going to be Team India. 4 of the choices for each and every booyah. You can just place your bets on them and just root out for which team is going to come on the top. But if you talk about a fight right now happening between HOTSHOT and Team KM Brotherhood, Shovel is going to get a knock on the enemy team as OG is there for a third party. RDP and Killer just enjoying the fight as KMBH Nobi is going to be the last player surviving from the side of KM Brotherhood.
Absolutely, as it's going to third party coming in from the side of OGs. They are actually doing the damage. Look at the quick scope coming in from the side of Pahadi. And this is why you need not be in his crosshairs. Again, an 84 damage. Again, he's trying to push, all the guns which is required for him. Nobi on the other side, the last man surviving in this game, needs to hold that position as long as possible. Good grenades popped in towards the side of Nobi. I know that's going to be a good buy for the side of KMBH. But the rotations of KMBH has always been an hindrance for them. And we can see that, that again is going to be affecting them a lot. HOTSHOTs come in to challenge them at a point where, OGs can take advantage of all those games. Total Gaming at this point of time, and a lovely rotation coming in from the side of CHEMIN Esports to get into hard cover as quickly as possible to the center of the map. Swastik is cooking that grenade. I don't know whether Total Gaming realized this, but in case that grenade pops in, Mafia Bala will be the first man to get taken out. A good glue wall comes in from the side of Swastik to, stop himself, but we'll see whether another grenade can come through that glue wall to take him out. Party on the other side puts an end for the side of HOTSHOTs, and what a shot it was.
Triple kill.
Pahadi, the man himself, with 2 shots back to back from the car 98, and it's an end to HOTSHOT at the hashtag 8 position. But is KMBH still surviving? It's a big spot as the next circle closes in.
Absolutely. Now I want to see whether Total Gaming will actually take the fight against the side of CHEMIN Esports, because they all need to hold on to as many resources as possible. In the final circle, we're able to see that most of these players will be running out of as much as just 1 grenade or 2 grenade for themselves. When we all know in the final circle, grenades have been the key for most of those grenadiers. Now we have Mafia here, Mafia Bala, as well as Anand and Swastik. We know that Radhe Thakur couldn't make it, but so far so good. Anand has carried his team really well. But for now, on the northern side of the map is going to be TONDE Gamers trying to push in. Mafia on the other side trying to push his luck, try to regroup with his team. He did the right choice for sure, but ultimately I don't think so it's going to be easy. DADA gang getting eliminated because of Ashush Woodpecker, as he'll be picking the final kill against them. Now we have to see whether OGs, this OG team has come up to one corner of the map where they can still dominate and take the booyah for themselves. Killer is planting some landmines in such a way that Total Gaming, once they walk out, they're going to be landing on the landmines. Steph Bluri with the hand cannon is also trying to push his luck. All these chaos is going to come to an end as the next circle is going to draw everybody out, and it's all favoring the side of OGs. And it looks like Orangutan Elite are on the verge of picking the second booyah of the map, but the booyah for the first of the day. But ultimately, now OGs are trying to connect shots. Mafia gets taken out. He shows who's the sniper in this game. A very good shot coming in from his side.
Pahadi getting that headshot connected on the enemy team, and that's a great headshot. With that, OG Elite is moving forward to one of the last circles. Still, we have 16 surviving with 19 players in this match as the 5th circle is about to close in. There you go. We can see TONDE Gamers on the height advantage where we have all the 4 players standing strong. And let's see if TONDE Gamer can be there in the top 3 or not.
TONDE Gamers will have to make it inside the circle, and a very, very hard run is going to be, as OGs are going to do the best and pick up as many kills as possible. I know Total Gaming is also trying to push in, but the angle is actually held behind the side of OGs. Look at that, they've got 7 frags for themselves, 3 more in front of them, and 18 more still alive. In that 18, let's keep Oh, Drago on the other side puts up a grenade to eliminate the complete squad of CHEMIN Esports, if I'm not wrong. Or one last player of CHEMIN Esports might be alive at this point of time. OGs are decimating the squads. Hero Oni on the other side, from the side of TONDE Gamers, tries to push in and comes up to a safe location. Stalker on the other side from 2B Gamers gets eliminated. Now OGs are the team which have a very good chance of picking this up. Without the last man standing, trying to land blows. Luri gets taken down. No confirmation from him is inevitable as he confirms Luri, and Hero Oni is going to be confirming and eliminating the side of CHEMIN Esports.
Well, there goes Drago GRG with a grenade launcher, gets a frag on OG Killer, and 2P Gamer gets eliminated as Drago GRG gets out of the game because of the zone. Total Gaming still surviving, but this time not with the kills, with the position power, but already OG is on a spree and they have the perfect spot to be at. Total Gaming is trapped inside the house as they are jumping out. They're getting the damage from Team OG Elite. There goes another grenade, there goes the hand cannon, and he gets one more knock. RDP gets a knock on Mafia Bala. Total Gaming still surviving. It's a 2v3 and RDP gets knocked out by 4CH. They comes the MP5. Total Gaming! Oh! With the Max 7 and one of the kills by that melee Sky. Total Gaming are going to change the history, and that's a game for Total Gaming on the map number 2. Well, they have done it and they have taken it right.
Absolutely. At one point of time with that grenade launchers, I really thought that the grenade launcher is going to do a lot of damage. I don't know what ability Total Game was using, okay? Even though the grenade launcher was actually landing right next to them, it did not do the right kind of damage. But ultimately, we all know it's going to be hard for you to take away the game from Total Gaming in the final circle, because FreeFire suddenly puts up a God Beast mode, and he eventually comes in to take down the complete opponent's squad. But Mafia on the other side, the way he was able to bring down players with that melee was really commendable. He was not only confirming kills but also looking forward to take down, and with that UMP in a close range battle for Ajay, I mean, I would like to say that that was one of the best fights. If Fosage had got taken down, that would have been a big advantage. But one mistake from the side of Orangutan is that the grenade launcher person was actually trying to maintain distance. Obviously, you need to have distance for the projectile to reach the opponents, right? So he was having disadvantage from the beginning. He had to play against the zone with the number of glue walls in front of him. I don't know how well that turned out as well. But ultimately, I have to say this, that Total Gaming has proved to us why they are one of the strongest and having the highest number of fan following in the game of Free Fire.
Well, yes, exactly. And Total Gaming is proving their audience right. Total Gaming is proving Team India right. And yes, they have done it on the map of Purgatory, where they have shown some exceptional gameplay. Well, if you talk about the performance, yes. If you talk about another team, that was Team Orangutan Elite in the top 2, where they were having a fight against Total Gaming, they had the advantage of being in the good position in the circle. As Total Gaming was coming down, the glue balls were not to be made from their side. They would have just stayed in the open and got some grenade launches perfectly. If those hand cannons would have had more damage on the side of Total Gaming, then the result could have been different.
I mean, I'm still thinking of two possibilities over here. Okay, one is coming in from the side of CHEMIN Esports. I never expected Drago to come in closer and eliminate 2 players of the opponent's CHEMIN Esports with just grenades, because ultimately that was the thing. Being inside the hard cover, I do believe that's an advantage for you. But when you have 20 to 30 players and you're inside hard cover and you don't have the right kind of glue walls, I don't think so that's going to be enough. But yeah, let me remind this for the viewers that with Total Gaming picking this up, I told the 3 teams which have the capability of being inside the final circle. One among them were Total Gaming, but ultimately they picked it up, and they picked it up really well. This was the second game where they almost got that booyah in the hand, but the one game clearly was in the hand. So Total Gaming in the overall points table were holding that 4th or the 5th position. Now would have pushed above Arrow Esports and 2B Gamers, or probably even pushed above the side of Orangutan on the 2nd position, as CHEMIN Esports on the other side have got a least average when it comes to the game so far. So let's see whether they are there for what do you have to say, whether they are there in the top six of the table, but are they on the bottom six of the table. All these things said and done, we'll be jumping to see whether that's correct. We're able to see that Orangutan Elites as well as Total Gaming are the only Indian flags over here at this point of time. Five Mutants have done really well. Team Hotshots have done a good job. Tonde Gamers and 2B Gamers have got a very, very good average for themselves. So it looks like the Pakistan teams are picking up pace. Five Mutants and Hotshots, good to see them with 20 points by these two teams. Tonde Gamers with 14, 2B Gamers with 9. But Orangutan and Total Gaming, what a gameplay coming in from their side. I would like to say that even though, Total Gaming have the least number of kills, they had placed themselves perfectly. If Orangutan had picked up all those 4 kills, they would have had 20 plus pointers for themselves. So I do understand that, uh, everything seems to be in the favor of the side of Nepal chapter as well as Pakistan chapter in this game. But the next game is going to be a very different story, because ultimately it's going to be the map of Kalahari. The teams which are not able to bounce, just like CHEMIN Sports, will be looking forward to at least secure the booyah so that they can hold the top position at the end of the day, because which is absolutely required, because in the final day we can expect some other teams to also look forward for booyahs and looking forward for those top 3 positions. So yeah, the final 3 maps of the day of the grand finale is going to be for the championship itself, between probably Orangutan, Total Gaming, as well as CHEMIN Esports. But let's not forget the pace picked up by the side of KMBH and Tonde Gamers as well as 2B Gamers might help them be in the top 3. All these things said and done, ladies and gentlemen, the second half of the table will have a lot of story to say, as we know that the bottom 6 will be the wake-up call for most of those players.
Well. Look at the side of Total Gaming. Yes, they have performed definitely great. I was off for some time. But Urka, if you talk about Team Pakistan at this moment, two of the flags are showing up as five mutants, and Team Hotshot have performed amazingly well.
I mean, I would like to say this, that we can expect something more from the teams of Kevin Esports. So I really want to see whether they'll be able to put it. DADA gang on the other side have done a good job. 4 rank points, 4 kill points for themselves. For the first time, we are able to see that Arrow Esports is again going down with 0-0-0. Even though they secured a very good boy in the previous game, it's going to nullify as this game is not gone in their favor. Guardians on the other side with 1, Legend Style with 1. The Pakistan teams are still not able to find the right kind of synergy or the right kind of rotation, due to which, um, I do believe that they won't be able to bounce back that easily. But KM Brotherhood on the other side, they had a good start on the first 2 games. They had a good start on the first game, but on the second game, it's an average of 5. So if they have to do something special and pick up the pace, they have to get 2 booyahs by the end of this day. If they go down with 4 points yet again in the next game, then they'll be wanting to pick up another 3 booyahs by the end of the day, and that's the
Yeah.
only way for them to have a fighting chance for the championship itself. Or else it's all gonna be the Indian teams on the top 4 trying to play it out and get those finale points or finale matches to get the championship in their name. All these things said
Yeah.
and done, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to jump into the next map of the day, and that's gonna be the map of Kalahari. And this map is gonna be very, very unique and a very important one as well.
Yeah, exactly. As if we talk about the map of Kalahari, it's going to be really amazing. But it's still 2 minutes left. Arka, talking about the first two maps, we have been seeing that the Bermuda map went in really great for Arrow Esports. Then on the map of Purgatory, a bad performance where it took a lot of hard work for Arrow Esports to gain those 24 points and come in the top 3 with just a single point difference from the second position. So anything can happen in this moment with
Yep.
Chemin Esports. Yes, they have got 8 points from this game, but once again they need to be consistent because there is not much of a difference from the second spot, and Orangutan Elite performed amazingly well. So definitely they have taken the fast track 1 spot after this game ended.
I mean, I want to see how things have gone on in the overall points
Yeah,
table. Even though we do the calculations, until and unless it's on the screen, it's just
it's
speculations
about League
from
Ops.
our side. So yeah, it's all about the League Ops doing the job, because we have an amazing production team right behind us doing this job as quickly as possible. I did hear that they try to do things manually, put down the points manually, and in that pace, where as soon as the match is over, hardly a minute, and they come up with the numbers. Very, very impressive. Good mathematicians are going to be there in the side of the production. Kudos for the side of Plutonia. But all these things said and done, Bridul, what do you have to say about one big question for you is going to be this? What do you have to say about the performance of the side of Dada Gang in the previous game? Like, I do believe that
Yeah.
they did not have a very good run, but they had a good opportunity to hold off a very good spot. What do you have to speak about that?
Well, Dada Gang, the perfect decision that they made against KM Brotherhood was to come out of that fight and go forward for the next zone. But this time, when you witness Dada Gang coming out of that fight, but still they were being aggressive. Had they been passive, they
Exactly.
would have got the top 5 spot. They were being aggressive, they were focusing on kills. Zuki definitely picks up a lot of frags for the team. He has been brought late.
Yes.
Yes, he's proving himself, but not at the times when it is really important. Dada Gang look really confident on the map of Purgatory, but what happens on the map of Bermuda and Kalahari is still a mystery for us.
Absolutely, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to see how things will turn out as we'll be entering to the final map of the day. Final map before the break, I would like to say. I'm so sorry
Yeah.
because the final map of the day is also be ending up in the map of Kalahari. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the sweet, views of this map of Kalahari where we can see refinery, and that is why everybody loves to be in this position, especially the side of CHEMIN Sports. They take advantage of this as the flight path we can see. This is Infinix Smartphone World Esports Cup Grand Finale, day number 4 and map number 21. But now we'll be able to see how things will turn out as the flight path is going right to the center of the map, diagonally dissecting it, giving an opportunity for everyone to go to the drop locations without any issues. Now we have to see whether Aero Esports is still going to push their luck, try to play a divided gameplay. It looks like that is what they'll be trying to do. But TONDE gamers on the other side, going in towards the side of confinement, will be really happy to get that blue zone for themselves. And we all know how important it is for them as well. KMBH is also playing a divided gameplay over here. So will be the side of CHEMIN Esports. I know that every time CHEMIN Esports lands like this, they're not going to be tagged, they're not questioned, are they not challenged as well. So they'll be picking up a lot of loot for themselves and try to get into the center of refinery. But KMBH on the other side, they have to be very, very careful. The reason why they have to be careful is very simple, because LS also can take a rotation towards them, and we all know that no space in the map is right now empty. So the next time they choose to take a rotation, or the only team which will have patience to hold on to their ground will probably have an advantage. But the team which is looking forward for rotation and then encountering another team which is already having a home ground advantage, I don't think so it's going to be easy for those teams. KMBH on the other side, the team to look out for in this game ultimately, because we all know that it's important for them to get this booyah, and this booyah is inevitable for them. In case they don't get it, I don't think so it's going to be easy for them to pick up the pace and fight for the championship, or probably be in the top 3 as well, because 200 pointers is crossed by most of these teams, and it's important for KMBH also to at least be at
Yeah.
180 or 190 pointer to reach that spot. Yes, hot shots at this point of time, pretty much looting and looking forward for it. What do you have to say about one big question that is going to be for the side of Mridul? Which team do
Yeah.
you think is going to be in the top 3?
Well, this time it was quite late that you are asking this position, because already I was looking out for team and they have lost one of their key important players. But if you move forward, yes, this is the map of Kalahari. KMN Esports is going to be my choice for sure. But if you talk about the other regions, I am going to once again look out for KM Brotherhood, as they're really strong on the map of Bermuda and Kalahari.
Yep, let's see whether they'll be able to do this, as Nobi has to pick up his snipers, warm up his crosshairs and make sure that he fires and takes down players, because initiation by the snipers in this game, in the map of Kalahari, is very much important. All these things said and done, I just hope that Radhe Thakur is back, because I did see that CHEMIN Sports were back with all 4 players. So in case CHEMIN Sports has Radhe Thakur back, that Grenadier is also going to be watched out for, because most of the Grenadiers will be looking forward to come in and dominate as much as possible.
Well. Talk about the side of Legends Style Esports. The previous match went in vain for them. As Urka, we still move forward on the map of Kalahari. Yes, they have dropped in near about on the northern side. Yes, they have a lot of time left for the next circle. But if you look forward to KM Brotherhood and each and every team, they would still be making those late rotations, even if it's the map of Kalahari, because we have seen a lot of aggression for the day already on the map of Purgatory, where we are seeing kills happening back to back on each and every position. But now that they are left with only 1 minute, yes, they still have to go pretty fast. They still have to loot up pretty fast. The kings of refinery, the kings of Kalahari, as I always say, are present on refinery. As they're busy looting, the circle forms on the eastern side, quite for right now, focusing both on the northern and the southern side, where most of the teams are inside the circle.
Yep, KMBH will have to take a rotation, try to, come into the crosshairs of CHEMIN Esports. They have a reach to cover themselves, okay? So I know that, it's going to be easy for them. But the point of concern is going to be going towards the side of Total Gaming. Right now, they're getting sandwiched between two of the strongest teams. One is going to be the Guardians, and the other one is going to be the side of Team 2B Gamer. So it'll be easy for them to actually take down the side of Total Gaming in case they see them coming in, as Mafia Bala is trying to lead the fight against the side of the Guardians. Now, let's see what's going to be the fate of them over there.
Well, yes, exactly. Talk about the side of Team TONDE gamers. They have the blue tier loot, but TG against TG, the Guardians against Total Gaming. Right now present near command post, where Total Gaming has made a rotation. They have already played it right. They have already said, and they have already done their work to hold a good spot in the center circle. And once again, Fauzi Ajay making those moves on the map of Kalahari. Yes, he's allowed, but he's not allowed on the map of Purgatory to make those moves. Previously, it landed right, and that was a good strategy. Definitely utilized good for the side of Total Gaming, as they got a booyah on the Purgatory match. There you go. Total Gaming still getting shot down by the side of the Guardians, as Quetta is just being a silent killer with that VSS. A warning pops up as the players are all set to rotate for the next circle. The vehicle for Total Gaming has also bursted down, and we are still seeing the shots are yet to be fired, because Total Gaming is already holding a good spot, and a good spot to be inside the circle.
Absolutely, but at the same time, the Guardians, it looks like they're not going to stop themselves as well, because they want those kills. They know that, initially picking up 4 frags and then trying to play for placement points is something they'll be watching for. For Mafia Bala on the other side is cooking up a grenade. That is not going to go in his favor. The push comes in inevitably. Now, Quetta is pretty much in the crosshairs of Mafia Bala. Now, we have to see whether this good grenade can actually put them out. On the other side comes in a player that's going to be Saif. Now, Mafia Bala is trying to run away. I don't think so they're going to allow that to happen, as he gets taken down and the fight has gone in against them. But ultimately, we have to see whether Quarry will be able to land it against the side of Mafia. If these two players get taken down, we all know how hard it is going to be. Fauzi Ajay, the last man standing, is pretty much far away. He can't come out in the open and try to see their teammates. But ultimately, the Guardians have done the damage against the side of the Total Gaming.
Total Gaming already losing 2 of their important players, but a great decision made from Fauzi Ajay. As soon as he revived Delete, he wanted Delete to come back to his spot, to come back to the position he was holding, as still we have 2 players surviving from Total Gaming. Definitely a decision made to go close to the Guardians, as they were not performing throughout the 3 days. But on day number 4, the Guardians are different, the Guardians are aggressive, and they can show how exactly damaging they can be. Eliminating 2 players from Total Gaming, they'll still once again come back to their own spot and to the spot they were still holding on the command post.
I mean, I have to see whether, they'll be able to hold it out, because ultimately from now on, we know that Total Gaming will be playing for placement points, right? So they do not have to worry about anything else. But OGs and 5 Mutants on the other side. Now, 5 Mutants we saw was one of those teams which actually picked up the pace even in the previous game. Now, with that monster truck, the slow-moving vehicle in the map of in the game of Kalahari, I don't know how well they'll be able to survive it out, as 5 Mutants will be regrouping inside the circle. The rotations have worked out for them. KMBH on the other side will be looking forward for more frags, because they have understood, as I said, it's important for them to have a booyah in this game. If not, KMBH will be on the verge of extinction for the championship title itself. Then they'll be trying to play for some other placement, but not for the championship itself.
Well, move forward. We can see the warning popping up already on the map of Kalahari, where we can see now it's KMBH going against 5 Mutants. Well, it was the squad of 5 Mutants eliminating Arrow Esports. So beware from them, because they can be damaging at any particular given time. Behind them is going to be the Guardians, who have already eliminated 2 players from Team Total Gaming. And there comes 2B Gamers Chibo with the ACAT and eliminates one of the players of Team 5 Mutants. 2-phase is out of the game, and now 5 Mutants need to move in with only 3 players surviving. More 45 seconds given to each and every of these players as they need to move forward for the next circle. There goes the ACAT, as they've already spotted the treatment gun getting utilized. But yes, the snipers are in back till now. KMBH eyes in with the woodpecker, gets a knock on NXT Stalker. Oh my god, the ACATs are still coming up in the play as Walid is still on the center circle position. But yes, the UAV drone is also up on their head. So Team NXT in the open need to be aware of the positions they are holding as KM Brotherhood. Yes, they have stand received 5 minutes for them, but for how long they will be spotted by them as they're still holding an open spot. And there comes the warning. We just heard the siren that the second circle is going to close in, revealing each and every position on the side of 2B Gamers. This is a three-way frontal battle going on the grounds of Kalahari as we now see that 5 mutants have
Yep.
spotted Team 2B Gamers and even Team KM Brotherhood.
Absolutely. Now, 5 mutants on the other side, they lost a player, right? So they'll be trying to play as passive as possible and not the right kind of fight to take against the side of KM Brotherhood. And I do believe that, KM Brotherhood, when they have man advantage, they always end up on a very good note. Now, height advantage going against all these players is going to be a point of concern for everybody. Now, we have to see how CHEMIN Esports will be able to counter this off. Nobody is inside the side of command post, and this will be the right kind of rotation for any team. I know that OGs on the other side, DADA Gang on the other side is the team which is holding the most southern side of the map, but the team which can be get kept very badly and get taken down is going to be the side of team OGs. Now Pahadi has to give that opening for the teammate, for his teammates, so that they can make it inside the circle. Pahadi with that M80 to be, I really want to see when he'll be able to land that shot. Yes, there it comes. That is the shot I was speaking about, and ultimately it's going to be Arrows getting a very, very bad shot as both the sides, one is going to be the side of LS, the other is going to be the side of, Team DG as the OGs team as they're trying to rush in. Now the fight is going to be outside the circle from the side of OGs. I don't think so it's going to affect them much because it's the first circle, but ultimately vehicles also is what they have, so they can take a rotation, get inside it. RDP is trying to push his Black Arrow on the other side on a very, very bad note. Shino the man, he'll have to revive a lot of teammates, but ultimately he also gets taken on because of Pahadi. Sniper working out like a charm. He's picking up as many frags as possible. Rohan has to look out for the teammates rushing in. It's going to be Prab and Rohan. Now a good grenade falls inside this glue wall. That's going to be the end of story for the side of Arrow. Let's see whether that's going to be coming in as RDP is pushing in with the Max 7. Now shots down connected. Prab takes down Iconic. Now Prab is the last man standing, but ultimately it's going to be Killer putting an end for them. Now Kakle has also done the damage on somewhere far away against the HOTSHOTs, but good killing and an amazing job done by the side of OGs to make it inside the circle, and all thanks to the blessing in disguise of LS, who was actually supporting them from far away.
Well, yes, exactly. OG Elite getting supported from the side of Team Legends Style Esports, as now Team OG Elite will eliminate the whole team out of the game. But if we talk about Team Legends Style Esports, yes, they have lost one of their key players. Even Team The Guardians is moving in with only 3 players in their side. DADA Gang and Team HOTSHOT, well, not in Purgatory, better be not in Purgatory, because it is going to happen on the map of Kalahari, as now DADA Gang has eliminated Team HOTSHOT at the 11th spot.
Absolutely, but I don't understand how come OGs are still over here as 2 players actually made it inside the circle. I do understand that Killer, the last man standing, will be getting taken down as LS will be looking forward for, dominating this team. But ultimately, they have to realize that they might get the taste of their own medicine, because the zone is going to be affecting them a lot. But ultimately, 2 players will be making it inside the circle, and there's going to be a lot of shots being dealt against them because they'll be stepping in towards the side of Guardians. DADA Gang on the other side trying to challenge everybody else. Look at that, 2B Gamers versus DADA Gang in one corner of the Stone Ridge. We have to see which team will be coming out alive, as CHEMIN Esports is the only team with all 4 men standing and good advantage with the resources, as they have not burnt any so far.
Well, look at the aggression by the side of DADA Gang. Now they'll eliminate 2B Gamers at the 10th spot. 2 squads eliminated from their side, as Legend Style Esports still surviving with 2 players. The last 2 players, and that is really important for them. KK18 gets taken down by the play zone damage. And once again, Fauzi Ajay proving it right why he is one of the best zone predictors and why he has that experience. Total Gaming, the only duo to be inside the next circle. Pahadi, if you have OG surviving, you always look out for this player to be in the match, because he is going to get those initial logs for the team each and every time.
Absolutely, but at the same time, Tonde gamers also have a grenade launcher in the hand. Look at the amount of glue walls he's burning at this point of time, and I do believe that it's not going to end up in a good note for him. Grenades are also being put from the other corner. Luri jumps out, tries to take down a player, but Pahadi is going to land that mini Uzi in his face, and we have to see whether Kripsy will be able to do something special. No, it's not going to be possible because Pahadi yet again has picked up the pace, and OGs over here, 9 kills is what they've attained, and I do believe by the end of this game, they'll be able to hold the top position if they continue to dominate. 5 mutants get eliminated as KMBH from far away is trying to come in a very, very unique manner. They're putting up blue walls. This is what I expected from them on the first game of the day, but ultimately they're able to do it now. And no, it's not late, but Poziajai will have a lot of, teams falling against him. Poziajai is over there. He could have used his melee to take down players, but ultimately in a close range battle, he's really strong. Let's see how well he'll be able to put
Taken
it.
down
As
by a
Poison
melee.
will be picking up his melee and ending up the spree for the side of Total Gaming.
Even we saw that OG Elite got eliminated at #8, but with 9 kills, so definitely they are going to come in the top 6 because of the kills that they've got. CHEMIN Esports still surviving. The Kings of Kalahari are still surviving. But the zone is there with team number 6. Are they going to move in like that? Yes, they're going to just kill and kill and kill because the grenades are being popped from the side of Radhe Thakur. The man himself is still there in the game. Swastik goes in with a Groza spray, gets a knock on KMBH Newbie, and now CHEMIN Esports are going to decide that they are going to take a left inside rotation.
Absolutely. Now they need to prioritize the circle. They also have a good cover in front of them. High ground advantage as well. All they have to deal is with the Guardians. We see that one player of Guardians is already down. So it's important for them to actually erase him out of the equation. They do it. Eventually they put him down as well. Now OG's on the other side is also looking forward for something special to happen over here. CHEMIN Esports, 3 kills is what they picked up in a fraction of a second. And we know that they'll be capable of doing something more as they're going to reveal everybody's location. Look at that. As soon as the location is being revealed, they're going to put down bodies. Radhe Thakur showing why he's the IGL for the team, why he's the grenadier or probably the assaulter for the team over here, and we have to see whether they'll be able to do it. Anand being the IGL doing an amazing job so far. Zuki on the other side cooks up the right kind of grenade, but the chrono shield as well as slow grenades are going to stop themselves. Now 2-3 teams are pretty much still alive. Now we have to see which team will be able to take that booyah in the name.
Well, yes, these are the last 3 teams that we are seeing on the map of Kalahari, because on the side of Radhe Thakur, you can see that he has been spotted by DADA Gang, and DADA Gang is already on a 11 kills free, and they're nowhere to be shot. DADA Gang, Novi gets a knock by the shotgun. CHEMIN Esports gets eliminated, but they are on a heal battle. Quet is on a heal battle, and with that heal battle, the Guardians are going to prove it right. You always never require those weapons. Well, sometimes you require the mind. And with that, it's the Guardians taking a booyah on the map of Kalahari.
Least expected time is where the Guardians have showed up that, they can do wonders as well. How many kills did they get? I mean, I heard you say somewhere around 8 or 9 in between the game, but ultimately, do you think they've crossed the 10-pointer and also have done a good job with the booyah?
Well, I think so. They still have only 7 to 8 kills with them, because when it was about the last circle, they never engaged in those fights. It was only DADA Gang or CHEMIN Esports getting those knocks on all of the teams. Well, I think they did have some third party, so they might be near about the 8 or 9 kill mark, but I don't think so that they have crossed the 10 kill or the double digit kill mark.
But OGs on the other side, I mean, they have done an amazing job so far. So they are also, trying to do their best. But we'll be looking at how things will be on the other side. After the ads is where the scoreboards are going to come in. We have screamed a lot. We need a break for ourselves. So see you guys on the other side. This is going to be a short break. Infinix Smartphone, World Esports Cup. This is Arka and Bradul. See you on the other side.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Only just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, baby. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
Hey, I'm kind of glad you didn't pick up. I kind of just called to hear your voice. I miss you. I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking about our love and how much I miss you. I miss being around you, hearing your laugh and holding your hand. I think of you every day. I hope and I wish that you're doing okay. I want us to go back to the old days because I miss you and I just thought of you. The idea of you listening to this, the thought of you on the other side of the line, I can't hang up. I don't want this to end. Not again. I don't know if you miss me too, but I hope you do. Even if things never go back to what we were, what I became so used to, what I thought would be forever.
I will carry you home.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back after a short break as we are here. Three matches have ended. Welcoming my co-caster Urka on the desk as this is Infinix Smartphone presents the World Esports Cup brought to you by India Today Gaming.
Absolutely, but at the same time, one thought just passed my head, and it almost brought me under shock that we are in the final 9 maps of this tournament itself. Like, just imagine what a journey it has been. Like, we started off last year, and we are ending it this year. That thought itself shows that our journey has been really, really long. And I do believe that all these teams have fought really hard for the big title, and I'm also looking forward to see how the others will be able to do, as we'll be looking at the map wise scorecard to see which team has performed really well. We saw that there was one team securing the booyah. We don't know how many kills they actually attained. We have a little bit of a confusion between the 8 and the 10 points, but they're plus 10. It's going to be 14 points put up by them, or probably it's the Guardians who got that booyah for themselves, so they'll be getting around 7 kills for themselves, 19 points. Dada Gang on the other side has got 14 kill points, and that comes up to say that Dada Gang is back in the game with 23 points for themselves.
Well, even if Dada Gang got 14 kills and 9 rank points, the fate cannot be changed. It is the booyah for the Guardians in this game with 7 kills. As I said, they were having those kills in the mid game, but still they were not able to do it in the end. Yes, they got a heal battle, they played it with mine, and they got a victory for their team. But this time, when it's about the overall scorecard, both the teams, that is the other gang and Team the Guardians, well, this is the only game where they have got the points what they really need to do in each and every game to be back into the top 5. CHEMIN Esports once again proving why they are one of the top Indian teams at this moment, getting 12 from the game, 8 ranking points, and 4 kill points on the map of Kalahari.
I mean, I do understand that, from here on, most of the teams in the bottom will be looking forward to play a little bonkers. They're like, they have nothing to lose, right? They would have understood the last 9 games, we need to grab an average of 20 in every game. And that is when we'll be able to put 100 points. And that is a very good fighting chance. So I don't think so that they're going to be losing anything. So they'll be going for an all-out brawl, just like how Dada Gang had done in this game. But CHEMIN Esports and Orangutan Elite, the top 2 teams, still looking forward to put up an average of 10 to 12. And CHEMIN Esports is still really good at it. Came Brotherhood on the other side. Somewhere I felt that, they could have picked up more frags for themselves. But good that they've got, again, 10 points for themselves. Legend style. This team, my heart goes out for this team, because ultimately, no matter how hard it is, they get an average of 7 or 10 and try to maintain that, but still they remain on the bottoms of the table, which is a little bit of a sad note for them.
Indeed. Well, moving on to the second chart of the map by scoreboard, we can see that Total Gaming has accumulated 6 points from the game number 3. Definitely, they need to do it more and they need to be consistent, because they got a booyah on the map of Purgatory, where it was not expected, but they proved it right that they are still in the game and they are always there in the game. Performing that art, Fozzy Ajay and the other player that survived with him, that was Delete. Yes, I remember on the map of Kalahari this time that both of the players were surviving, and the only 2 players after the 4th circle closed in, it was Fozzy Ajay, once again proving it right why he is known as one of the country's best IGLs. Yes, he had his own, and that's why they got 6 positioning points from this game. 5 mutants at the 8th spot with only 4 ranking points. TONDE Gamers with 2 and 1 kill point, having 3 points from the game number 3. 2B Gamers getting only 2, Arrow Esports 1, and Team HOTSHOT 0. Arrow Esports, well, 2 games have gone bad. definitely it's not too late, because Total Gaming, they have been performing good. CHEMIN Esports, they have been performing good. But when the fourth day ends, Arka, now is the time that after the fourth day has ended, it is going to be a battle amongst Team India, because all of them are there in the top six, and definitely each and every one of them, if they're performing bad in some games, they're coming back. But there is going to be a slight amount of difference between each and every team.
I mean, I do understand that small differences is something, these teams will be looking forward to cover, but ultimately the bigger picture has a lot of distance to cover up, right? So they have to work more harder than they all are. But at this point of time, let's see how things will go forward, as we'll be looking at the overall points table, and the team on the top still trying to put some points, still trying to maintain the distance, is going to be CHEMIN Esports with 135 points for themselves and 103 kill points, the highest by any team so far. So 3-digit kill points coming in from the side of CHEMIN Esports, showing who's going to be the, who's going to be the champions in case, the game continues. It's going to be 4 Indian flags swaying high in the top 4 positions: 223, 222, 209, and 204. And let me remind you guys this, that the only 4 Indian teams have got 200 plus pointers, but the best, points are actually being held by the side of CHEMIN Esports.
Indeed, if you talk about the third position, you have Team Total Gaming behind Orangutan Elite having 209 points, and there comes a 20-pointer difference. But if you talk about the top spot, it is a 29-point difference that Team Total Gaming or even Team Arrow Esports need to be covering up. Well, at the fourth spot, you have Arrow Esports. 2 games gone bad, but still they have a chance to be there at the hashtag one and claim it once, because CHEMIN Esports have done it twice. Orangutan Elite have done it twice, but it's now the chance for Total Gaming and Arrow Esports to be back in the game and prove them how they are being so good. 2B Gamer from the Nepal region, the Nepal Pride, showing in the top 6. 2B Gamers and KM Brotherhood having 185 points, and KM Brotherhood also performing good. At the 7th spot, you have Legend Side Esports with 169 points.
Yeah, the Pakistan flags, they also need to pick up and make sure that they come into the first half of the table. Ultimately, right now, 169 points is the highest being held by them. Rank points, the only team which is having 3-digit rank point is going to be Legend Style. Yes, I'm so sorry. They've got 103 points, kills 66. So the highest we're able to see in the bottoms is just 66. That's like half of what the top team has taken. So they need to pick up the pace and put kill points in every single game, or else I don't think so it's going to be easy for them. Team HOTSHOTs on the other side, they are having 85, 80, 54. That's 139 points. DADA gang, even though they are performing at the final moments of this tournament, they have to catch up by putting another 80 points in all these games. So they need to put up 100 plus points. So each and every game they need 20 points each. So it's going to be hard for most of these teams. So let's see how this will turn out.
Exactly,
But
because
yeah,
the Pakistan,
one more point is this, that 5 Mutants will be the team which is finally hitting the bottoms of the table.
Exactly. Now that 5 mutants have arrived on the bottom, Team the Guardians, yes, they have been performing good today. Yes, they have been accumulating some good points, and even they have got a booyah on one of the maps. So, Team the Guardians, well, it's still too far, but yet it cannot change, because we can see the Guardians have that caliber and they have done it right on the map of Kalahari. Moving forward, CHEMIN Esports, yes, they're on the top, and because of why? Just because they are the kings of Kalahari and they know how to rotate and how to just stay active on that match. But now is the time that we are going to witness the last 3 games of the day number 4, as we are yet now about to begin with the map of Bermuda.
Yeah, the second half of the the chunk is what I would like to say, because now it's going to be Bermuda Purgatory and Kalahari yet again. So we'll be looking forward to see how things will be visible for the teams on the top, right? See, they'll be looking forward for an average of 10 in every single game. Not the team on the second position. They'll be trying to push in as hard as possible. They'll be trying to show that we are one of the strongest teams. We'll be trying to counter it out. So I do believe that the top 3 to 4 teams will be still giving their 100%, but the teams on the bottom will be trying to restrict them. This is going to be the new phase of this tournament. The final phase is what I would like to say. But CHEMIN Esports, one more booyah in this day, and after that it's going to be just trying to maintain an average of 10 in every single game. But ultimately, in case it goes towards the side of OGs, they will be able to, hit the top. So we have to see how things will turn out. Things starts to become a little more suspicious and a little more good from here on. Which team on the top is it going to be? Mridul, the question comes on to you yet again. Which team do you think is going to be in the top 3, or which 2 teams is going to be in the top 3?
Well, enemies on the battleground and teammates or friends outside the battlegrounds. Yes, 2 of my productions are going to be from the side of Team India. One of it is going to be Team Arrow Esports and another Team Total Gaming. Both are up for the Bermuda map as they have proved themselves of how damaging they can be on the map of Bermuda, as we are now about to begin with the 4th game of the day.
So which 2 teams did you actually choose? One was
Arrow Esports and
the
Total
side-
Gaming.
Yeah, Arrow and Total Gaming. So 2 of the strongest teams who actually perform well in the map of Bermuda. But this time I would like to say that I don't think so that Total Gaming will be allowed to be in the final circle. Somebody is going to counter them out and take them out.
Exactly.
CHEMIN Esports can be one of those teams which can be there, according to me. And with CHEMIN Esports, I can expect the side of KMBH to be there, because ultimately they have been trying their best to be there in the final circles and try to pick up as much as possible, as we'll be stepping into the the last 3rd map of the day, or probably the last 9th match of the tournament itself. So let's see which team will be actually able to securing it, as we'll be stepping in for the views of the map. This is going to be clock tower in front of us. Whenever we see that top angle or the eagle eye view of all these maps, we'll be able to see the small places where you can hide. The flight path seems to go like this, as this is going to be World Esports Cup presented by Infinite Smartphone in association with India Today Gaming. Grand finale, day number 4, match number 22.
Well, the screen is live, the game is live, the plane path begins from the shipyard, goes towards the Mars Electric, as we can see all of the teams going on the usual drops, and the blue tier loot is on the Rimnam village.
Absolutely. Now I want to see which team will be actually choosing to go there. It looks like Team HOTSHOTs are picking up to go into the side of Rimnam village. So I do believe that, if HOTSHOTs will be able to go in and pick up that tire high blue zone loot, it's going to be easy. KMBH versus 5 Mutants already started off. LS is also pretty much close to them. 5 Mutants have already put down Sangam at this point of time, and they're actually running away. It's the mini Uzi which is coming into play. Two-Face on the other side. A good, exchange of punches being started off between these 2 teams. I do understand that, Two-Face has to be revived, but ultimately we have to see how the counter-attack is going to come in, as we can see that LS is already taken down OG Killer. So there is another fight going on pretty much close by. It's going to be a 4-way battle any second soon. KMBH on the other side, after losing 2 places, Aizen is trying to push and come a bit more closer. But 5 Mutants have to fall back from this place. In case they do not, they'll not have enough resources to fight against the team which is going to be rushing against them. LS on the other side takes down RDP. Legend Style are looking forward to be one of the strongest players. A very, very good grenade being thrown there by the side of Aizen, puts down a player. Now a push is going to be inevitable from the side of KMBH. I know that slow grenade is also going to be stopping 2 to 3 players. Now KMBH is trying to hold their nerve. They want to make the other opponents do the mistake. Now, will 5 Mutants do the mistake and step out of this area is going to be the question, as we can see on the other side that LS is decimating the side of Team OGs. So 5 Mutants, for now we are able to see that Two-Face and Walid are the 2 men with very low HP. They do not have some medkits also for themselves. KMBH on the other side have already fallen back. Aizen is the man which is keeping an eye on the enemy, so ultimately in case he'll be able to land the right thing, it's going to be easier. The double K18 goes in a bit more closer, hits Pahadi with that vehicle, brings him out of that cover and eventually puts him down as well. 3 frags is what they picked up. If Legend Style continue to hunt down the last man off the side of Team OGs, then Team OGs run in the overall points table might almost come into another restriction. All these things said and done, Arrow Esports at this point of time with all 4 men standing. Now we have to see. I know that Mridul has already vouched for Arrow Esports to be there in the final circle. Now OGs with the last man standing, I know it's going to be hard for them. The 2B gamers on the other side, don't know how come Stalker sniper shots are not being connected today. Drago again on the other side trying to hold on to his nerve, doesn't want to come out in the open and give his location immediately. Now Drago doesn't realize that Roshan is pretty close to him. Roshan would have heard the shots. Now open comes in, he puts down Roshan probably, but the shots on the other side was even more prominent as Roshan maintains his recoil better than Drago, puts him down, confirms him immediately, but an exchange also comes in from the other side. Shibo is going to be picked up very, very quickly, but ultimately we have to see whether Arrow will be able able to counter this off perfectly as Supreme is already pushed in. Arrow has got down another player. Now the third player might be getting taken down as Shino from Farage gives the right kind of backup. Now Roshan is trying to push in. Shivo on the other side gets taken down, and that's an elimination against 2B Gamers. And I would like to say this, that even though 2B Gamers look like they had a chance, Arrow is going to sway their flags and make sure they made a statement, don't challenge us. And Shino and Rohan have taken 2 kills each for themselves.
Well, Arrow was on the verge of elimination, but they are proving it right. Why they have been playing so good on the map of Bermuda and why they are amongst the top 4 of this World Esports Cup. Yes, they are in the top 4 of the World Esports Cup overall scorecard till now, as we have witnessed 21 matches left with the 9 matches. We are witnessing the map number 22. Look at DADA gang moving out of Mass Electric. Yes, they are making some early rotations, but on Pochinok, they already have a team waiting for them.
I don't know whether, OGs will be able to survive this, because Iconic the last man standing now, we know that Legend Cell actually did the right kind of damage against them. Team Hotshots on the other side, the team inside the blue zone. I'm looking forward to see that if Hotshots will be able to come and secure a booyah over here. I know the TONDE Gamers and one more team, that Hotshots are still not able to secure one booyah, or 5 mutants, I'm so sorry, are still not able to secure booyahs for themselves. Hopefully that they'll be able to secure 1 or 2, and when they'll be able to do that, that is when, the tables are going to look a little equal amongst everybody, because I do understand that every team would at least want 1 booyah in the World Esports Cup finale. They are all worth it. Now, we all know that they're all worth it, but ultimately if they don't have one, it's not going to be easy. The Guardians on the other side have Total Gaming rushing towards them. Now we have to see whether they'll be able to put them down as Delete puts up the right kind of gun, but ultimately look at that ability being used over there at the final moments. But ultimately 2% walk into the crosshairs. It's going to be Mafia putting that MP5 into his face and confirming him as well. Total Gaming are on the row, on a spree at this point of time. They'll be rushing in and trying to take as many players as possible, but ultimately the question is going to be this: if Mafia Bala gets taken down, who is going to be taking the responsibility of an assaulter to pick up the team from there on?
Well, Mafia Bala are one of the 2 important players for Team Total Gaming. One handling the sniper, so the other handling the aggressive part, the rusher part for the team. Well, if you talk about Fozzy AJ, yes, once again he's going to lead the team to the center. Iconic spot it up in the river, up in the sea. Eliminated with that spray of M65, and it's done and dusted. OG Elite is out of the match at the 11th spot. And if you talk about the positions, now is the chance that CHEMIN Esports, Total Gaming and Arrow Esports acquire the whole lot of it, because Orangutan Elite is right now at the 2nd spot.
Absolutely. Now I want to see whether Orangutan Elite will actually put at least 5 to 6 points for themselves, because ultimately we all know that it's going to be hard for them. Now as we speak more about the side of Luri, he has put down Aizen of KMBH, and I know that putting down Aizen is going to be very, very hard from them for here on, because Aizen has been one of those key players who actually wants to come in and put down as many players as possible, and we all know that he being alive gives a little bit of a confidence for the side of Nobi. Now he's not in the picture. Let's see how that is going to turn out. But Luri's picked up the sniper in this game. Let's see whether TONDE Gamers will be able to do something special.
Talk about TONDE Gamers and Team Hotshot, the only 2 teams who are yet missing on a booyah. As we just, and me and Arka just discussed, that each and every team deserves, out of those 30 maps, they can have 1 booyah. They can take it. But will the teams allow it? Because CHEMIN Esports, they have been taking booyahs back to back. 4 total booyahs till now. Today they haven't got a booyah, and this is a chance, because right now we're playing a Bermuda map where CHEMIN Esports is still not out, and they have got that confidence. Look at Team CHEMIN Esports already making a move inside the circle, but Total Gaming knows where the circle is going to land, and even the Guardians, yes, they're holding the perfect spot for the last circles.
Absolutely, but Total Gaming yet again going to the center of the map. I don't know how they calculate this every single time. They come to the center of the map. They hold that position, not allowing everybody to come in. CHEMIN Esports on the other side, I do understand that they take rotations into the final circle of the map. So I want to see whether, they'll be able to come in and counter out the side of Total Gaming. Arrow Esports on the other side, they have encountered a fight previously, right? So they are 2 men down eventually. Now they have to make sure that they pick up as many fights as possible, as many kills as possible, possible, or else I don't think so it's going to be easy for them to put more points on the table. We saw the differences coming up. It's important for all these people to actually put up really good pointers and make sure that they cover up the gap, or else CHEMIN Esports is going to be picking up more and more, and ultimately by the end of this, by the half of the final day, they'll be already announced champions.
Yes, exactly, and that is what we're talking about, right? Because if the difference goes on, and if we can see that CHEMIN Esports are going on and on, making a big leap from even Total Gaming and Team Arrow Esports. Look at Arrow Esports. The chance that they got in this match, they've already lost it. Not yet lost it, but some chances have been removed because they have lost 2 players. If we talk about 5 Mutants, look at the amount of fear that KMBH is having at this time. Not fear, but a good fear, and a good one, that KMBH and 2B gamers are being passive and they are looking out forward to just go and move forward to the next circle slow by slow. 5 Mutants holding the perfect spot, and yes, here comes the circle prediction. Right in the center, you have a name, Total Gaming, holding the spot.
And absolutely, this is the most important thing about them. I don't know how they usually do it, right? Every single time they come in, they always have the center of the circle. Now, KMBH on the other side, after losing 2 players, they have to be careful with their rotations in case they want to fight out for the top 5 positions, or the top, probably for the top 5 positions is what they're looking for at this point of time. In case they want it, they have to make sure that they have all 4 men standing, or at least top 2 in the beginning. But ultimately, we can see that Arrow Esports with just 2 men still being a little daring to get inside the circle and try to hold the corners of the circle towards the side of Katulesiva. They won't have anybody to counter them over there, so it's going to be easy for them, obviously, to play around at that point of at that region of this map. So all these things said and done, 5 Mutants with 1 kill already picked up, and they also had that blue tire loot for themselves. Let's see how well they'll be able to play it out.
Well, bow down to the grenades popping off from the side of the Guardians. There you go, getting those knocks. Mafia gets a knock on Billy Leo with the Car 98.
Ultimately, that is what it is going to be. Oh, another shot comes in. And I would like to say the connection coming in from the side of the Guardians looks to be unstoppable. I mean, I do understand they had a 3-man squad, but look at the kind of aggression they're still showing. HOTSHOTs on the other side, I do believe, were the team inside the blue zone. I'm so sorry. But still, they are suffering in the hands of the Guardians. Now, we have to see how well they can counter it out. But now, towards the side of Bhima Sakti Strip, where the group starts to form in, Total Gaming will be looking out to pick up as many frags as possible, because ultimately, that'll be the point. That'll be the only way for them to pick up as many frags as possible. The exchange of grenades already started off. Shino takes down Radhe Thakur and confirms his as well. So CHEMIN Esports is on the back end at this point of time.
Well, Arrow is the name who is taking down players back to back from Team CHEMIN Esports, as the rotations always collide on the map of Bermuda. And if Team Arrow is taking down the players of CHEMIN Esports, you know it right, that Arrow wants, we have a competition, let's make them out of the game as soon as possible, so that even they cannot get those amount of points as we are not able to get from this game. Look forward to Arrow Esports having 5 kills and a good spot near about the Bhima Shakti strip. Well, if you talk about the Guardians, already HOTSHOT have lost 2 players, and now Guardians have an upper edge over them, where HOTSHOT were having all the 4 players surviving, but it's Quetta once again playing right. And the Guardians, what is happening for them? I don't know why they're coming in with 3 players only in each and every game. As we move forward, the next circle is about to close in, and already a big warning for Legend Style Esports and CHEMIN, at Legend Style Esports and Team KMBH, because they're really close to each other and they're about to have a fight. Once again, the circle closes in, and now we have out of 10 only 4 teams inside the next circle.
Absolutely, not even 4 specifically, because 5 Mutants at this point of time are trying to hold the corners of the circle, where they can counter not 1 or 2 but 3 teams as they'll try to make it inside the circle. So 5 Mutants seems to be a little in a very bad note, but Fauzi Ajay, the way he's carried his team to the center of the circle, now we have to see whether they'll be able to convert this into a very good booyah. But ultimately, we're able to see that Shino's damage is already 613. He's already killed 3 people and has 1 good headshot. So he's got 10 grenades grenades in his hand, and that's the most important thing. He needs to get close to teams in the final circle to execute kills, and I feel that he's already preparing himself for that. Now he goes to the sniper tower to just scout out in this area where they've got the right kind of rotation. CHEMIN Sports is where I'm looking forward for. In case they come in from the right corner, it's going to be pretty much helpful for them to dominate from here on.
Well, exactly, because look at the circle. The next circle is about to close in within 10 seconds, and there we hear the siren. As soon as we touch the 9-second mark, you know that you're going to hear this siren ringing off for each and every player. Then you have 3 seconds, and the circle starts closing. There you go, the damage coming in. No more vehicles present with Team KM Brotherhood. Have they just accepted the fate, or are they allowing Team DADA gang to move out first? Look at the next circle closing in. Well, yes, they have called out a lot of drops on the peak, but the circle was about to close in on Bhima Shakti Strip as Total Gaming were already there. We talk about team number 10. They're on the downwards position because, yes, Total Gaming is exactly in the center, but there arrives one more team because it is a split gameplay right now being used by all of those teams. Yes, we are about in the match as KMBH is going for the next rotation. There's a whole team on that very squad house.
Absolutely, but at the same time, I don't want KMBH to even take a peek from here because Nobi, the sniper, is still alive. He can pick up 2-3 frags at the end of the circle itself. Now, another rotation is what they have to pick up because ultimately the zone is not favoring them. CHEMIN Sports on the other side gets closer to Arrow, puts down Roshan at this point of time, confirms him as well. Now we have to see with the last man of Arrow how well he'll be able to fight it out. I know that Shino is still alive. He's the sniper for the team. He might land up 1 or 2 shots, but ultimately against 3 hooligans or 3 back of, 3 bullets coming in, I don't think that's going to be possible as Ashu is also coming in to steal that kill away from them. Zuki on the other side puts down 2 key players of Total Gaming out of this game. Now we have to see whether, Total Gaming will be able to recover from this. It looks like they have, as another grenade kind of missed out, and if that grenade would have connected, I think that Total Gaming would have been on the verge of extinction.
Oh my god, that is a bad situation right now happening for each and every team. As look at that, 9 teams are still surviving and 29 players in this very short circle. It's going to be a blunder and a heck lot of chaos happening right now. Total Gaming is still surviving with only 2 kills, but they still have the perfect spot. There you go, the warning for the 4th circle to close in. And as we look over to the north, there comes Hasu.exe with his ACT, connects a headshot, and HOTSHOT right now is up on the fragging power.
Absolutely, but Zero on the other side, I mean, the TONDE gamers on the other side has already started to do the assault. 5 mutants lose most of their players. The last man is the only man for the ray of hope for them, but ultimately, Quetta gets taken on. 5 mutants get eliminated as well. On the other side, it's going to be the Guardians also getting eliminated. The final moments of the game where we're able to see that only one team, that's going to be CHEMIN Sports on the other corner of the map, not have to worry about anybody else. Tanjiro on the other side puts up a very good grenade, takes down 2 of the key players of the side of Total Gaming. Now, Total Gaming not only has to make it inside the circle, but also need to counter out most of those players trying to, put their firepower against them. Team number 8 is the only team outside the circle. HOTSHOTs are still trying to do their best. Zuki on the other side is trying to cook up some grenades. I don't know whom is he concentrating those fire at, but Total Gaming with 3 men standing will come out for the rotation. Let's see whether they'll be able to counter it out. High ground advantage and the game almost written in the hands of CHEMIN Sports. Will that be possible is the bigger question.
Well, yes, the last 16 still surviving in this very dead circle as the 5th circle is about to close in, and then there is no more boundaries for you. Zuki with a grenade gets a knock on TONDE Gamer as TONDE Gamer are still surviving and they're up and looking forward to their first booyah on the day number 4. Well, not too late as KMBH Deepu is also trying to close in the circle, but he has entered a territory. He has entered the territory of Team Total Gaming. Lure gets a knock on DADA gang, and that's an elimination for them. At the 6th spot, Deepu gets a knock on J, and yes, he will eliminate him, but gets taken on by the zone. The last 4 teams, Legend Sky Esports, still surviving with all the 4-player. Mafia gets a knock on LS Joker.
Absolutely. Swastika on the other side. Look at the CHEMIN Esports are playing in the corners. Wizard on the other side is going to put the grenades after grenades to confirm players. LS on the other side on the verge of probably getting a booyah. But ultimately, they are not, looking at the zone. The zone is where you would want to be. Swastika and Wizardo, they're still trying to keep the hopes high. They're holding the center of the circle. Prioritizing the zone. It's going to be CHEMIN Esports, and they might be awarded for this. Now, we have to see how that turns out as the TONDE gamers are still alive with 7 frags already in the name. Look at that. Luri puts down 2 more players. Amazing job coming in. I think that he can put down another player and get a clutch against them. Now, he has Wizardo in front of him. If he does the damage and gets this booyah, he'll be the single man to watch out for. Sanjiro is trying to push in with the Max 7. Swastik, the last man standing with that M18. Will have to do some magic. But Lure on the other side with that mini. I do believe that mini Uzi has turned out to be the strongest when it comes to the close range. And an amazing booyah comes in for the side of Total Gaming, rather, as the last man standing over there went in for a heal battle and took the final shots.
We didn't even have our eyes on Team Total Gaming Mafia for the whole time, where Tonde Gamers was busy fighting CHEMIN Esports. Another team jumping off in the next circle. Lurev was just going in with all the sniper rifles, all the Kar 98 bullets that he has in his hand. But Total Gaming Mafia, the silent heal battle player, comes up and lands it right once again, just proving it like what Guardians did on the map of Kalahari. This is what Total Gaming will do on the map of Bermuda.
I mean, how could I mess it out? Like, I do understand that, it's going to be hard for us. I'm a person who always wants to look at the minimap and see how the game is turning out, right? But ultimately, there was so much of action, especially one man. Luri with that sniper, he was grabbing the whole attention, and somewhere I was feeling that he'll be able to actually do the damage against everybody else. I really want to go back and look at how Total Gaming just pulled off an amazing game over here. I did not see how many people were actually alive. See, I did see that Tonde Gamers was still alive, and then I also saw that CHEMIN Esports was still alive, and then one more team which was actually fighting it all out, having the zone advantage, was Double K
Team
teams
Legend
from
Style
which team?
Esports.
Legend Style. So all these 3 teams were actually fighting it out in the final circle, but because ultimately, where is Total Gaming going for a heal battle? It's so hard for you to heal battle at the final moments of the day. Probably he did push in near the sniper tower and hit himself, or probably light down. I would want to go back and watch all of that happen, but still, I know it's late for me. For now, yes, it's gonna be. I still remember the push coming in from the side of Deepu. He came in. I at that point of time, I saw that Delete was the person outside, and he also got taken down. Fauziajai was over there. Fauziajai got taken down by Deepu, and Delete outside got taken down. But where was Mafia amongst all this skirmish? Oh, he was in the sniper tower. Yes, so he was trying to hold that position in the sniper tower, going in for a heal battle. And I think he did the amazing job inside the sniper tower on the top. And I do believe that we cannot expect Total Gaming to be this much of a slithering snake in the final moments of the game.
Well, Urka, a good play by your side. As soon I was witnessing your eyes was on your second monitor, just looking out for the stream and waiting for the moment. You saw it where Mafia was holding.
See,
you were talking about...
No, my other screen has your face on it. This screen has the main game on it.
Okay.
You get the point? So even if I'm playing a stream, that's going to be a little bit of a hard situation. So, but still, no matter what is being told, I do understand that Mafia was one of those. I'm just trying to go back to that position and see where Mafia actually was holding his position, because ultimately I did see that the circle has closed in. The only possible place where we did not look at. Just imagine this, okay? We were in the below. We were looking at Luri with the sniper. On the opposite side was CHEMIN Esports, over there, and on the ridges was the team. So the only other place for us to look out for was the sniper. So I guess that he might be over there. But Tonde Gamers will be on the top with 19 points as Total Gaming out of nowhere grabs up and takes away that booyah for themselves. So 12 points and 4 kill points is what they'll be able to attain. But what a gameplay. This Tonde Gamers, where were they all these days and all this time? And finally, it's good to see that, they were on the verge of getting the first booyah for them in this tournament, and ultimately Total Gaming
Exactly.
outplayed them and removed that dreams of getting that one. At least Legend Style on the other side, 13 points. CHEMIN Sports 13 points. So it's good to say that CHEMIN Sports is going to build up more differences between themselves as well as the others. And I would like to say this, that one more good game for CHEMIN Sports, they will be the unstoppable team, or the team on the top, which will be actually securing the championship for themselves.
Well, yes, CHEMIN Esports acquiring 13 more points from this match. They are making the difference big and performing consistently throughout each and every map. But Total Gaming, it was TONDE Gamers' first boya that could have ever happened in the grand finals of the World Esports Cup. But yes, just like what you say, right? Food stolen from the mouth of Tonde Gamer is what I can say. Food is the puya, and the stealers and the thieves of that food is obviously going to be Total Gaming. Only 4 kill points from this game. This time, Total Gaming remained silent, but still made them shine out loud. And that is how you can still be silent and make your presence feel. Total Gaming Mafia, they're standing in the sniper tower and making the move by the heel battle. KM Brotherhood at the 7th spot, getting 7 points from this game. Arrow Esports on the 8th spot, having a total of 6. Look at Arrow. Well, yes, they were aggressive in this game. They know that they need to get those kills. But is it really important? Because it is much of a difference to be covered on the day number 5. Because CHEMIN Esports is once again going consistent, focusing on kills. They're focusing on the perfect rotations. Arrow Esports, get back to your rotations, I must say. The Guardians from this game acquired 5 total points. 5 Mutants having 3 at the 10th position. And it's 2 points. 14 2B gamers. Orangutan Elite with 0. Mind you, if Orangutan Elite one more game goes bad like this, they'll be at the 4th spot in their chapter or in the top 4.
I mean, Orangutan Elites, I mean, I did not expect them to get so early, right? So there was one last lurking man who was trying to play for placement points. But the sad note for me is going to be 2B Gamers. After dominating the first day, from then on, the graph seems to be falling and falling and falling and falling to an extent where they've got just 2 points in a day. 5 Mutants on the other side, it's slowly picking up the pace. The Guardians as well. But the point is this, that CHEMIN Esports are placing themselves in a very, very good way. And so will be the side of Total Gaming. So these two teams are actually the only teams which are taken it too seriously when it comes to prioritizing the zone, and that is actually paying out for them. I still don't know. My speculation was Mafia was pretty much in the sniper tower, is what I would like to say. Or was he sleeping behind the sniper tower, because there are some small boxes over there? What if he was sleeping over there and he was trying to play it out? All these things said and done, all speculation said and done, I know that even the audience were pretty much shocked, as much as you and me, when we got to know that Total Gaming was the team which actually secured it out. Because ultimately it's not only the zone the others were fighting, it was also the exchange of bullets which the other teams were fighting, where Mafia was enjoying all the view on the other side. So all these things said and done, the next map of the day is going to be the map of Purgatory. We are just done with the 4th map. Is it me alone, or are you also still feeling that today's day is turning out to be longer than any other days?
Well, yes, exactly, because today is the day that we are expecting some big results. And when you expect some big results, definitely it's the result that we always need to wait for. And it's a big time you need to go out for. Today is a really long day because it's 3:18 already on the clock, and we have witnessed only 4 games. 2 games are still left, Urka. And yeah, let's see how the games are going to be.
Yeah, ultimately, I want to see how things is going to turn out for the side of CHEMIN Esports, because they just put a smile on my face every single time. I knew that I have to watch out for CHEMIN Esports. But one other team which I had in my head was 2B Gamers. So somewhere I felt that it's either 2B Gamers or it was the side of CHEMIN Esports who will be taking the title from my side. But ultimately we are able to see that Orangutan as well as Arrow and Total Gaming, they are actually, every single match they play, they're proving us that's not going to be the story. They will be the team to watch out for. Arrow out of nowhere suddenly performs so well, puts up 20-30 points and grabs the 2nd and the 3rd position, and suddenly the graph declines in such a way that they lose off the top position. So I don't know how all these things are going to turn out for these teams, but for now we'll see how things are going to turn out, because the next map of the day, the map of Purgatory, the long range battles, the snipers, especially Pahadi trying to pick up that pace. Oh my goodness, I was missing this Pahadi in a long time, especially in this tournament. Finally with the snipers, when he's able to execute things, and if he continues to execute in the next game, tries to take the action, because when I have seen that OG elites actually perform amazingly well when Pahadi is leading the fight. So if Pahadi actually leads the fight in the next game, takes a very, very good booyah with the points of 30 or probably 25, then again CHEMIN Esports will have to kick up and pick up the pace.
Well, yes, exactly. Now it is a bleak amount of time for you guys to share the stream among your friends as the next game is right on the corner. Share it among your friends, like the stream, subscribe to the India Today Gaming channel because tomorrow is going to be the day of all the decisions, the day number 5 of the World Esports Cup where we'll have our champions. So make sure you miss out on no updates. Follow India Today Gaming on all their social media handles as the game number 5 is going to be live in front of our screens. It is Infinix Smartphone presents the World Esports Cup. Well, day number 4, grand finals, and the map number 23 is here, the Purgatory, with the 3 rivers divided by the bridges, well united by the rivers. As we always say, happy Lodi to each and everyone, as it is a festival for Indians and the Punjabis moving forward. Yes, the rivers are going to be really important because once the zone forms on Brasilia, what are we going to see? The zones are going to form on Brasilia. There you go, the loot on the moat house as the plane path divides the map into a straight cut 50-50 ratio.
Finally, HOTSHOTs versus DADA gang. This love story seems to be stopping, and ultimately we know Novi and Shaval are the only 2 players who are still trying to, keep that long distance relationship between these 2 teams. All these things said and done, we can see that there's no other spot for skirmish. Ultimately, TONDE Gamers is looking forward to grab one booyah at least throughout the day. So that is why they're trying to push in and get into that blue tire zone. Shaval on the other side doesn't want to let go of this one player. He's going to lurk around with that MP40 trying to take him out, but he has to be careful because Novi on the other side has that Max 7, the best gun for a close range battle. If he's able to land that proper shot, the story is going to be different. Now DGs on the other side will be calling in for reinforcements because ultimately 5 mutants are also doing, HOTSHOTs are also doing the same thing. Shovel is called in for a teammate. They're also coming in. The push is inevitable from the side of DADA gang. Novi gets tagged at this point of time, puts up a glue wall. A good farming has been done by either of the sides, and so is the burning of resources. Let's see how things will turn out from here on.
Well, the fight has yet not stopped because it is the fire brigade where we are seeing DADA gang going against HOTSHOT. Nothing to lose, nothing to go out for. Just go in, kill, and come back out of the game. There goes DADA gang, picks up one of the first players from Team HOTSHOT. As Sikka also goes down by the ACAT. Kakle is going to confirm his kill. DADA gang having 2 of the kills, 2 of the first kills. Now the other 2 players moving towards the main city of Central, but Zuki will not leave them behind.
I really want to see how things will turn out, right? Because I'm wanting for somebody like DADA gang to actually pick up the pace, and so will the other side be. Arrow on the other side, being the lurking snake, puts up a grenade in such a way he took down Ashu. Now Two-Face is also coming in the same point. He's also be facing the Broth of Prab, but ultimately Prab gets exchanged and gets taken down. Now we have to see whether Prab will be revived. No, he's done that. Before he goes down, he's picked up 2 frags for the team, and I do believe that he's done the job for the team. Roshan on the other side, 5 mutants will be on the verge of extinction, as we're able to see that it's going to be Sajid and his teammate trying to survive as long as possible. But this is not the kind of fate 5 mutants were looking out for. In case 5 mutants again gets taken on by the side of Arrow, they will have to completely forget the top position, or probably the top 3 position when it comes to this tournament. Arrow Sports on the other side, even though they've lost a player, they're playing as if they're playing a complete aggressive gameplay. It's not going to matter to them if there's just 1 player, 2 player, or 3 players, as the push is inevitable. Now Sajid on the other side is cooking up a grenade. I don't know whether he did the right thing because he's revealed his location at this point of time. Sajid is not only getting that from 1 corner, but 2-3 corners. He's going to be stepping on the landmine. He's going to be, ultimately he's also getting taken down. I don't know how much more can 5 mutants survive, because Walid on the other side trying to run away. It's not going to be easy for him to survive.
Well, take a bow. Arrow Esports 3 kills from this game as they're still searching for the last player of 5 mutants. Yes, he's spotted and the spray goes down, but the Chronos shield applied at the right moment will save Walid from that spray. And if we talk about, he has also spotted, but he will stop to get that last kill because 5 mutants, nothing to lose. Just kill and go back, get to your home, come back in the map of Kalahari.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to see, whether in the map of Kalahari they'll be wanting to fight it out. Walid on the other side, before goes down, he wants to pick up at least one frag, and that is what he'll be trying to do. But Chino on the other side is going to answer him very badly with that M10. Now, Arrow still, raising the flag. It looks like Arrow Esports has concentrated in making sure that they make the other equation pretty much clear. First, take care of the teams on the bottom, and ultimately on the final day, when they do not have a fighting chance, then concentrate on the teams on the top. And probably that is the strategy coming in from the side of Arrow. We can see that Team DG also has picked up the pace as HOTSHOT have lost another player.
Well. Hotshot definitely have lost another player, but still, there's one more player surviving from their side, and he has made it. He has done it. He's out of this area of Central. Well, escalated and escaped from this fight. Where is he going? Yes, he has gone towards the fire brigade as he is looking out forward because the zone has moved forward to the western side where most of the teams would be looking out for. CHEMIN Esports gone out of Marble Works. This is the time that Team Total Gaming acquires the main area.
I don't know. This is the time where I really wanted to be a Total Gaming in my life. Predict every single obstacle coming in my life, making sure that I am there for the final battles, because ultimately Total Gaming is impressed me the most when it comes to this tournament, especially after Fozzy Ajay has come back into this game. His prediction towards the zone has been phenomenally strong, and I want to see whether they'll be able to do it. Now, I know that Kevin Esports is one of those teams which I look forward to throughout my career as a casting in the Free Fire, for the game of Free Fire, because they were the slithering snake. They somehow make it into the final circle. But these days, I'm also able to see that they are also one of those teams who make it to the final circle no matter what happens. Now, we have to see how things will turn out between these two teams, because ultimately, Kevin Esports is still picking up an average of 10 points in every single game to stay on the top of the overall points table.
Talk about the overall points table, definitely you are going to see Total Gaming performing exceptionally well throughout the day as they have got 2 booyahs today. One was stolen as what I can say, but yes, it is about the Forge where we are seeing 2 teams holding out first. So is the zone like still players are waiting for the late rotations? But here it is, OG Elite arriving in the city where Arrow is already holding. But yes, they're about to leave as they will be leaving as soon as they heard those footsteps.
Absolutely. Arrow, after losing a player, now we have to see whether they want to take more fights, because ultimately I understood that Arrow Esports at this point in time want an average of 8 kills, because that's the best way for you to put up as many, an average of 8 to 10 kills, right? Pick up frags, make sure that even if you have one man standing, then allow him to play for placement points. In case he'll be able to pick up the 10 points of an average, or 8 points in total when it comes to placement points, that'll be more than enough for you to push yourself on the overall points table. All these things said and done, Arrow Esports right now trying to play for the corners of the zone, and so will the side of Team OGs. They are also one of those teams to watch out for. 2-3 games they have been suppressed really bad, and they are on the they are hungry for not only booyahs but also for the kill. So let's see how OGs will be able to bounce it out. 2 days actually went into their name, but the third day, that's going to be the fourth, or the before the final day, it seems like they're lagging out things.
Exactly, and when you talk about all the teams performing some of the bad moves where it is not going for good for them. Talk about Orangutan, 2 bad games, and they have been not even getting 5 points from a single game. Get those 5 points. They were there on the second position, and they could have maintained it. But now that Arrow Esports and Total Gaming are doing total wonders with the kills, there goes the SKS corrected those headshots. He's going to get the 1 kill on one of the players of Team DADA gang as Novi gets out, and he was eliminated. Not even his mistake, he was just riding the bike for a rotation, and now Poison is going to be the one going in the next circle with a solo death ride.
I don't know how Quetta is actually doing that, because he's one of the strongest players. If I have to choose somebody to be the most dangerous players, one of the most dangerous, one is obviously going to be Quetta, because every time he's gone in, every time he's trying to take a fight, he has made sure to do the damage before he gets taken out. As of now, KMBH, it's too much trying to push their luck is what I would like to say. they can easily get into one corner of the circle where they can be absolutely safe. But at this point of time, they're trying to play around and make sure that they don't get the right kind of cover. But ultimately, if DG and CHEMIN Esports try to concentrate their firepower and OG also join in, KMBH is going to be that sausage in the hot dog. I mean, they're going to be covered in all directions that they won't be able to come out and pick up any kind of frags or placement points for themselves.
Move forward, look forward to the next zone. Here you go. All of the teams inside the circle, even 2B gamers, are on the verge of entering the next circle. And as soon as the circle closed in, it is going to go towards the Marvel Works. Well, once again, Arka, we are going to witness the box fights that were happening. Total Gaming were one of them at the end part, but this is the fifth match that we are witnessing. Look at the next circle. It is about to close in the 1 minute timer, whereas each and every team are holding the spots that they can get. Team the Guardians are outside the circle. They know it, and each and everyone know it. That's a split. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm able to see that the Guardians are actually trying to enjoy this game, right? They are looking forward to see how they'll be going in. I know those push-ups are going to relieve some stress out of their mind, because ultimately that is what they'll be looking forward to. But now we have to see whether they'll be coming in and making sure that they backstab people, if that is what they're trying to say. But ultimately, this is the most important thing. It's the Guardians who need to pick up the pace. It's not about how much of action they can do in those emotions. It's about how much of action they can actually bring in the game, because in the World Esports Cup, if they're not able to secure even the 8th spot, I don't think so it's going to be easy for them to pick it up.
Very difficult for me to pick up that call, but right now talk about KMBH and Team Dada Gang. They're really close to each other as they're still holding the spots. More 4 seconds and the next circle is going to close in. Team Legend side still holding a good spot, and definitely they have their eyes on all of those enemies. A warning pops in. Rotate for the next circle. Well. Yes, we are going to see some iconic views of each and every team, and this is the map of Purgatory that we are witnessing, Gauka.
I mean, yeah, I do understand that sometimes in this game we come to a point where we don't have words to speak, right? Because ultimately there's not been much of action. But before the storm is the silence which we need to enjoy. I know that the next storm which is going to pick up is going to be so hard, that the number of bodies falling in the previous as well. We were able to see that the side of Novi was able to do in the previous game and put down bodies. It was so hard for us. Now I know the rap is going to start as KMBH is going to pick up the pace. It's going to be Drago who's going to be stopping in style and making sure that he takes out players. Sangam gets taken down. Grenades are being thrown by Aizen rather than trying to push in against Drago. I know the damage is also being done towards the side of Drago. Shivo on the other side is trying to jump and pick up as many tracks as possible, because ultimately these two are actually exchanging proper blows and making sure that they take down as many players as possible. I know that from the far away there's another team trying to take advantage of all these things, as Kakle has also put down the side of KMBH as well. 2 players of KMBH at this point of time still alive. Nobi with the sniper, he's got double sniper in his hand. One is AWM and one is Kar98. Let's see how much of that he can hold. Aizen and Nobi, the 2 people standing for the side of KMBH, can actually put some points on the table. Let's see whether they'll be challenged or they'll be able to put up points.
Well, yes, exactly. As the second circle closes in, 11, team number 11 and team number 12, this is the Dada Gang against team KMBH. Both of the teams are now outside the circle, and there you go. The shots are connecting, but only and only 2 players are surviving. That is Nobi, the man with the Kar98, and Aizen, the man with the grenades, and even the DMR. Well, now you have Team the Guardians against Team Legend Style Esports, and both of the teams are holding a real good spot near Quarry.
Absolutely. Now, Legend Style on the other side. I mean, I know that this corner is where the highest number of kills are going to be. But one point of concern for me is going to be the side of OGs. I mean, they're all under one small compound. 2-3 good grenades against them. We all know what's going to happen. But to restrict them from that compound, coming out of that compound, is something we have to see. But ultimately, we have to see that Team OGs are actually going in for rotation as vehicles are starting to push in against them. The Guardians on the other side are coming in slow. We saw that they're trying to, ease things out over here. Legend Style, all of these teams have all 4 men standing. So on an average, we can expect all these teams to actually do wonders. Let's see what's going to happen next, as we are expecting the zone to shrink in 2 seconds and allowing all of these players to walk into each other's crosshairs.
Well, the crosshairs have popped in on each and everyone, as now Legend Style Esports have spotted TONDE gamers inside the next circle. 2 of their players are still about to close in the next very circle, but they have no time as the warning has come up. Rotate for the next circle. There is a call, and we are going to see some vibes popping in from the side of Total Gaming. Always the early birds popping out right as they are going for the center circle position. Team Orangutan Elite is also ready to perform in this match, but 10 teams are there. How is it going to happen? What position you give to each and every team is going to be a big question mark right now.
I mean, now we have to see that Tweta has also picked up the pace. Double K 18 still restricted. I think Tweta is trying to be a little bit of a, what I would like to say, a heavier person against him. And every single time he gets taken down, he's going to be leaving his team on the hang for no points for themselves. So for now, we are able to see that Team HS getting eliminated, Arrow getting knocked out outside the zone. We have to see how well Arrows will be able to counter it off. As I said, they were left out with 3 players. Now, with the zone coming in, Raja Thakur on the other side picks up the fight against the side of KMBH, probably eliminating them. Now, this is the point where we have to see how CHEMIN Esports is going to take that rotation. This is when I learn things when it comes to the game. If the CHEMIN Esports lands up at the right spot, and that is where they'll be able to pick up the pace. But towards one corner where the zone is favoring 3 teams, the Guardians are still enjoying this game as they are able to hold that very good hard position. Now, the overall map is giving us a very clear picture as BG on the other side from far away. This challenge is the side of CHEMIN Esports, due to which they are actually paying the price. Delete on the other side has taken out Tanjiro, confirms him as well. Total Gaming has picked up the first kill for the day. Ultimately, Pahadi is put down Zuki. So SVD is also coming into play. Lovely to see that Pahadi back with the sniper, DMRs and snipers, and ultimately Purgatory. No matter how far you are, or no matter how close you are, you're still far away.
Exactly, because the next circle also goes out, as it is once again a hard chef. Liore is back again with his car 98 in the end circle, and there you go. Saf gets a knock and Swastik confirms it as soon as possible with the ACAT. The grenades popping out. Curry 69 gets knocked on OG Killer. Arrow Esports gets eliminated at the 7th position. CHEMIN Esports are still there in the game as they are now being ruthless and reckless towards Orangutan Elite.
Absolutely, Pahadi, the last man standing. We have to see whether Radhe Thakur will be able to land it out. He doesn't place the crosshairs perfectly because Pahadi is going to pick that up as well. Pahadi leading the fight from the front. Now Anand, it's going to be the IGL's fight out over here. Anand trying to push in again. The crosshairs not holding it out. Pahadi has put up really good blue walls. From the other side comes another player. Ultimately, it's going to be from far away. Saif blinding that ACAT and eliminating him. Dilip gets taken down. No matter how hard it is, Osieja is going to push in as quickly as possible. Total Gaming on the verge of securing another booyah for themselves. Now they'll have to be getting challenged by the side of the Guardians as well as CHEMIN Esports. One last lurking snake is going to be from the side of Team 8. We have to see whether he'll be able to grab it like how Mafia did in the previous game.
Well, here comes the fight as Mafia with the Groza is not going to stop. Gets a knock on Sam and will complete him with one single map for CJ. Now comes in with the Farmers. The bullets are going to be accurate as it is one of the weapons with no recoil. Gets a kill confirmation, and now Curry 69 was the last player surviving. Confirmed with the M249 of CHEMIN Esports. CHEMIN Esports against Total Gaming and one player from Legend Style.
And now let's see whether Legend Style will be able to grab it out. I love CHEMIN Esports and Total Gaming to go on a head-on fight. We know that Anand on the other side is also trying to cook up a grenade, but Mafia Bala, look at the angle he's holding. He's trying to give information over here. Fozia, they're trying to peek out and see. I know Kure will be holding to his trigger discipline, trying to make sure that, he doesn't give out his location. I really like the CHEMIN Esports gameplay over here. They do not want to put that grenade behind the glue wall, but rather in front of it, because once the rotation starts to push in, that is when they can rush in. Kure on the other side, I hope he doesn't land any bullets on the side of CHEMIN Esports, but ultimately Mafia is going to do that as well. 2v3 fight. Is CHEMIN Esports capable enough of taking this fight?
No.
Now, ability also being used over there. CHEMIN Esports is to the center of the circle. Forcia Jack is taken on 1v2. It's going to be Mafia with the melee, yet again putting down an end. And this time, it's going to be Total Gaming. Is this the third booyah for the day which they have picked up?
Yeah. Three booyahs
I
in
mean,
a single day. Total gaming is everywhere. And now with this booyah, definitely they have done it right on the map of Purgatory. How can you leave them behind? Is going to be the give the question, because previously it was a booyah with only 4 kills. Well, now you have the kills, my friend.
absolutely. I mean, I was not expecting Total Gaming to perform something like this, because ultimately I knew that they had come in today to make a statement, to make sure that they, they put some placement points on the table. I did tell you that Total Gaming will be looking forward for it, but ultimately in such a way that they're not even bothered about anything else. I mean, the overall points table is going to look very, very different after this game. I know that CHEMIN Sports again put up a very good average, but the position which they were holding, Total Gaming, they would have come to the second or the top, probably the top position itself. All these things said and done, Ridul, I mean, what a game it has been so far. We are coming to the end of the day by the next map, right? So
Yeah.
throughout this day, what would you like to say? Did you expect Total Gaming to actually do the kind of assault they have done
Yeah.
throughout the day?
Definitely, because once it was some mistakes on the map of Purgatory and Kalahari, it can only happen for one day, not for 2 days back to back. When you talk about an experienced team like Total Gaming, getting the booyahs today, three
Absolutely.
booyahs out of 5 games. Well, they have done some wonders. As the scorecard is about to get ready, we are going to see the map wise scoreboard for the game number 5. Many things will be cleared out. For sure, there is still a difference between Total Gaming and CHEMIN Esports, but now I think is the time that Orangutan Elite would be dethroned, because they were not able to acquire those kills, the amount of kills they were really needed to, eliminated around the 4th or 5th position. That was a boon for them, because 10 teams were surviving in the end circle, and they got a spot that was a
Absolutely.
sweet spot for them, and they just hold it till the end, and that's how they entered the top 5. But if you talk about the kills, they have been left behind, because Total Gaming was just on a spree.
I mean, I know that, with Orangutan Esports, Arrow Gaming, as well as To Be Gamers not performing, we can expect Legend Style, Came Brotherhood, and Team, and any other team to be specific, actually picking up the second or the third position, because they have been performing really well. I know that these are the teams who are actually coming into the top 5, top 6. Ultimately, the others are still fighting out to restrict one another. It is the teams on the top actually taking the, better of all these games. But Total Gaming, if they're coming closer to the side of CHEMIN Esports, a difference of 30 to 40 points is what CHEMIN Esports puts up by the end of today. After the first 3 games, it's going to be really prominent that CHEMIN Esports can be the champions, because we all know that. And if 40 points is what they're putting up, just imagine the 40 differences coming in from the side of CHEMIN Esports, right, between the first and the second position. The next day, from the morning itself, they're going to pick up an average of 10 in every single game, which they're capable of doing because of the placement points itself. So put another 30 points over there. The rest of the maps, it's going to be hard for anybody to catch up that 70-point difference. Even though they put up 20 points in all 6 games, it's going to be really, really hard for them. So I do believe that CHEMIN Esports are actually looking for such kind of a strategy where they can put up a minimum of 40 difference by the end of the day. But all these things said and done, I really want to see how Orangutan Elites are going to bounce back, because they were looking like they are the dominators. They'll be looking forward to get the championship, but ultimately they couldn't do it.
Well. The map-wise scoreboard pops up after the match 5 ended, and here is Total Gaming with 12 ranking points, 9 kills, and a total of 21 for the game number 5. CHEMIN Esports once again being consistent, getting the kills that they need to, having 15 points from the game number 5. They are there at the hashtag 2 spot. The Guardians now having 13 points from this game. They are at the 3rd spot. DADA Gang on the 4th position with 10, and Team Arrow Esports at the 5th spot with 8 points.
Absolutely. I mean, 21 points and 15 points, and now a difference of 6 again been caught up by the side of Total Gaming. But Arrow and Orangutan put up 8 points for themselves. So I do believe that, this difference is going to remain. But the Guardians, I know that the Guardians have woken up a little late when it comes to this tournament. But is it enough for them to actually have a fighting chance into the top 6 or the top 5 is the bigger question, because Dada Gang on the other side, today seems to be the day that they woke up on the right side. Ultimately, one more point what I would like to add is the side of To Be Gamers. Why isn't things going in their favor? Why is that every time they have an a kill initiated against them, but they are not the team initiating a kill? But at the same time, To Be Gamers, if they regroup on the final day and pick up around 15 points in every single game, they can come into the top 3 very easily.
Well, yes, exactly. And that is what happened right now, Alka, because look at the side of each and every team. Well, CHEMIN Esports, definitely they are making a big move here, but Total Gaming is making a huge comeback as they had a 20-point difference after the map number 3 ended. Now that two maps have ended after that match, and they have got two booyahs back to back. By my math and by what League Ops always do, definitely Total Gaming is to be there at the hashtag 2 spot, but not with a much of difference from Team CHEMIN Sports because they have been acquiring a lot of points from all those games. TONDE Gamer, if you talk about the second chart, is at the 7th spot with 8 points. Once again, making a good move in this game. Missed it by just a luck when they had a booyah. They could be having a booyah, their first booyah in the grand finals, now having 8 points from the game of Purgatory. Legend Style Esports, yes, they are going to have 8 ranking points, but 0 kill points from this game. Even one single game could not have happened for one single kill. Was not able to happen
Was
for
not
them.
registered by them.
Exactly. And then if you talk about KM Brotherhood, they are going to have 3 points from this game, and they are there at the 9th spot.
Absolutely. KM Brotherhood. I mean, 5 Mutants, HOTSHOTs, and To Be Gamers having the same kind of fate. But my heart goes out for the side of HOTSHOTs because they were the team to watch out for. And ultimately, some team has actually, found out their equation perfectly, try to, put a plus into a minus and make sure that they don't have any kind of points for themselves. All these things said and done, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be stepping into the final map of the day, before which we're going to be showing the overall scorecard before the final day of the grand finale. And that is where most of your eyes have to be set, because we all know that the things which will be coming on our screens is not only going to shock most of their teams but the others as well. So far there's only 3 teams which has picked up around 4 booyahs for themselves. That's going to be Arrow, one is going to be CHEMIN, and the other is going to be Total Gaming. But on the other side, Orangutan Elite, after only 2 booyahs which they are able to secure so far. I don't know how well that those 2 specific games became so dominant in this tournament. We feel like Orangutan have been playing really well.
Well, exactly, and that was because of the day number 2 and day number 3 of they being consistent. Day number 2 is where they took 2 booyahs back to back, not back to back, but 2 booyahs on the same day, and that is where Orangutan Elite came into the competition. There were only 3 teams of India in the top 6, but then it became 4 teams from India, and that too being Orangutan or hashtag 1. That is how you show your presence, and that is how you make your presence feel. And
Absolutely.
that is what we are exactly feeling right now as the casters. But moving forward, it is the game of Kalahari. You know of how damaging CHEMIN can be on this match. It was Total Gaming also once again performing on the maps of Bermuda, Purgatory, and Kalahari. Each and every match is going right. Each and every rotation is going right. And can we witness a hat trick for the first time on Grand Finals is the bigger question right now.
I mean, I don't know whether the hat trick is possible, because ultimately, when it comes to the map of Kalahari, out of nowhere, CHEMIN Esports starts to become the beast. They get into that cloak which nobody can see when it comes to the map of Kalahari. Right. But ultimately, we all know that Total Gaming is also capable of doing it. But now is the bigger question is going to be if any team is going to go and challenge the side of Total Gaming in the drop location. We were able to see that Team LS previously did it once and made sure that they decimated the side of Total Gaming, and only one player was left out from the team. So if that is going to continue today, I do believe that it's going to be a very different story. But ultimately, tomorrow is going to be the day where the Indian teams are going to be challenged at the drop locations, is what I feel, because all these teams are like, enough of you guys dominating. We're going to make sure we come and take you guys down. If not, we'll do the damage against you so that the others will have an opportunity. So that is going to be probably the mindset of most of the teams from tomorrow as of now, as we step into the final map of the day. The predictions from your side, Mridul.
Well, if it's the map of Kalahari, my first choice is obviously CHEMIN Esports, but the Guardians showed what it holds to be inside the center circle each and every time. So my second choice is the Guardians, but hashtag 1 for CHEMIN Esports for the last game of the day number 4.
I'm going to stick on to either TONDE Gamers or 5 Mutants, because they have not secured a booyah so far. So they'll be looking forward for a late rotation or probably a booyah somewhere or the other. But my third option will obviously going to be the side of CHEMIN Esports, because they are the unstoppable force. And KMBH also is going to be coming in to play the best of what they can at the final moments of the day. This is going to be the map of Kalahari, the last map of the day, ladies and gentlemen, as the Blue Zone falls on the side of Council Hall. Welcome to the final map of the day, World Esports Cup, presented by Infinite Smartphone in association with the Today Gaming Grand Finale, day number 4, map number 24.
Well, yes, exactly. The map number 24 coming right now live in front of our screens, and this is the last map for the day number 4 as all of the teams once again going towards their usual drops. But we are going to witness HOTSHOT going against the Orangutan Elite on the drop of Council Hall.
Absolutely. This is what I said. We can expect some teams to actually do the fun factors over here. Hot shots on the other side. I don't know why they're choosing to do this, because ultimately, if Orangutan is able to pick up all 4 frags for themselves, and we all know how that is going to be. Killer on the other side gets fall damage as well, and if Pahadi gets taken on, we all know how bad things can turn on for the side of OGs. A good exchange comes in from both the sides, but ultimately the upper hand is in the hands of Hot Shots at this point of time, as they've lost. Oh, look at the number of kills they're gaining at this point of time. 2 kills is what they've attained. I do understand that, but 2 other players, are they going to stay and fight it out or run away at this point of time? Because it's pretty much evident that OG is on the verge of extinction at this point of time.
Well, because it is HOTSHOT, nothing to lose, and they can do the damage that they are doing right now. Iconic, the last player surviving. Yes, he gets a vehicle, but will he be allowed to leave? Yes, he will, because not spotted by the enemy team. And look at Refinery. CHEMIN Esports is out on the grounds, finding the players of 2B Gamers, as they have already spotted them that they were at this position.
I don't know how this is going to turn out, ladies and gentlemen, but we have to watch out this, that most of the teams are actually getting, challenged at the drop locations. I always said that, someday CHEMIN Esports is going to be challenged at Refinery, but ultimately it looks like there's going to be a team which is trying to lure them out and make sure that they decimate them. But now is the time for 2B Gamers versus CHEMIN Esports to take off. And CHEMIN Esports, since they know this terrain really well, I want to see how they can come and counter out and conquer this map yet again.
Okay, there you go. The positions are still going to happen, as now the main area of Refinery is to be holded by 2B Gamers, and CHEMIN Esports, they will accept the fate, as now they have gone out towards the open grounds of Refinery. But no, 2B Gamers, they are also wanting to exit. Oh, they are going to initiate this fight. Oh, CHEMIN Esports against 2B Gamers, as 2B Gamers Chibo will get a knock on Swastik and Bizardo.
Absolutely, but at the same time, look at the push coming in over here from the side of 2B Gamers. CHEMIN Esports, as I said, we can expect these players to actually get challenged every single time. Now, Radhe Thakur also out of this equation. Now, we have to see whether Anand, the last man, will be able to do something. It looks like he won't be. Where was 2B Gamers all this time? Now, they are trying to show that they can be kings, but is it too late for the team? Now is the time where, the others can actually take this game. Total Gaming, as well as the side of OGs, can pick up this advantage, can convert this game for themselves and make sure that they come on the top of the table.
Well, yes, exactly, as we are still going up with the fights, but CHEMIN Esports eliminated 2B Gamers indirectly. That's a help for the side of Total Gaming to once again get a chance on the map of Kalahari, where the Refinery Kings are now out, and Total Gaming is still there, surviving in this game. 2 teams out of this position. Now we have 39 players surviving. As we take a look on the Guardians, yes, they have a UAV drone above them, as they're still holding their positions in the command post.
Absolutely, but at the same time, I want to see the late rotations coming in from any of these teams, because ultimately we have been seeing 2 things pretty much evident, right? So that is going to be this, that as I thought that it's going to be starting tomorrow, where teams are going to be challenged, but ultimately I don't think so. It's going to be the case. For now, UAV being flown over the side of the Guardians, not revealing anybody's location. We have to see whether they're checking out their surroundings to make sure that nobody's coming pretty much close to them. But in the map of Kalahari, in the beginning, obviously there's not going to be close to you, until and unless you come into the second or the third circle. That is when will be the right time for you to use it. Arrow Esports on the other side will be coming in close proximity with one or the other team, and that's going to be the Guardians, where the UAV is actually flying up. We can see that the 5 mutants on the other side is also trying to pick up pace. Legend style is going to be coming towards the side of Foundation, and nobody's going to be challenging them over there. Towards the side of Santa Catarina is where the side of Total Gaming will be, but the last man standing for the side of the last ray of hope standing for the side of KMBH is going to be Nobi. He has to use those snipers and give the right kind of opening for his team, and that is the only way for them to pick up the pace. I do understand that the lurking snake for the side of CHEMIN Esports is no more available over here in this game, and due to which the others can also dominate. That is a huge and a golden opportunity for the side of Total Gaming to secure another booyah, a triple booyah, and also try to be on the top of the table. That is going to be a little hard because the rest of them will be trying to concentrate on putting them down. But let's see whether that is going to happen. As of now, HOTSHOT's playing a split gameplay. Arrow is trying to push in towards them. Let's see whether Arrow will be able to survive this assault against them.
Well, yes, exactly. As we move forward in the game, the warning is going to pop for us, Urka, because the first circle is about to close in, and it is the map of Kalahari, where the teams have to be aware of early rotations. And there is a team already rotating early, and you know the name. Talk about the Guardians. Now they're holding a good platform near about Refinery. As soon as you spot 5 mutants, Saf is going to get the AC-80 bullets connected, and they'll get an opening on the side of the enemy team.
I don't know. I'm just awestruck at this point of time. I mean, the Guardians dominating the side of Refinery itself gives me a lot of option for the final day, because ultimately, if all of these teams still keep tagging them, still trying to take them out, that's going to be something really, really huge. So let's see how things will turn out. As for now, we'll be able to see the zones, going to be shrinking and giving the next place where it's going to be. Yeah, I do understand one more thing. Like, inside the blue zone, still Arrow Esports is trying to challenge the side of HOTSHOTs, right? I know that Arrow Esports wants to pick up as many frags as possible. Ultimately, Hans did not watch out for the person trying to push in. Roshan on the other side has got taken down. We have to see whether Arrows will be able to, counter this off. They have picked up. Shovel comes in a bit more closer. He's going to be walking into the crosses of 2 people, due to which he's going to be getting in a very, very bad note. The last man standing for the side of HOTSHOTs will have no place to run away, even though grenades are being cooked against the side of Prab. We have to see how many more seconds he can stay alive in this game.
Well, yes, exactly. As we go forward, Arrow have already picked up 2 of the teammates of Team HOTSHOT. Seka, that was not when you crashed. He crashed on one of the stones available near about Council Hall. But now is the time that RNSS will chase him in a bike battle. Let's see who wins the race, as Seka is about to exit the position. No, he's not, as he makes a circle on the team of Arrow, and now he's going towards the bayfront. Arrives on the bayfront. Yes, the circle is going to be near about that position. But talk about the Guardians. They have got 0 kills. As soon as they got a knock, they were wanted to confirm it, but not leave a good position of Refinery. Look at Team HOTSHOT. Now they are going towards Refinery as 2B gamers. They are the ruthless guys at this moment. Eliminated Team CHEMIN Esports so early. Yes, they are the king killers.
Absolutely, but at the same time, Arrow Esports, I mean, it looks like they are also trying to pick up the pace. They have understood that this is the time where I have to come in, because they would have seen the kill feed, right? 2 of the top teams are already eliminated in this game. That is when, they'll be trying to dominate. But HOTSHOTs on the other side, trying to go to the center of the circle where Nobi, Sangam, both of them are trying to push in. I don't know how that is going to turn out for most of these teams, because I do understand that, the teams in the center will be kind of challenged with one another, but to an extent where with one team already. See, the bigger picture is this, what I'm trying to explain. With, one team which is not there, the dominators, that is going to be CHEMIN Esports, not in the side of Refinery. How many teams are actually daring to go towards the side of Refinery and taking a fight?
Well, yes, exactly, because Refinery is going to be the city of dreams and the city of fights, where if you really want to chase your dreams in the last map and give your hopes high for the last day of the grand finals of the World Esports Cup, yes, this is the map where you have to prove your gameplay. There goes an M2B shot, not connecting the first 2. Stalker is really going to look out for one single frag. There is going to be an opening for the team of 2B gamers.
Absolutely, but at the same time, 2B gamers, it looks like they're still trying to do their best. They won this in their name ultimately, because this one ray of hope is what they'll have in the final moments. But 5 mutants will be looking forward to put at least 1 booyah for themselves. So this is the fight to the finish for most of these teams. no matter how much we have spoken so far, we still have 10 teams alive and 37 men standing. And let me remind you, with the third circle coming up and in a terrain like this where everybody will have a place to hide, I don't know which team is going to be performing better. Arrow Esports on the lower grounds are trying to hold that cross position where nobody can tag them out, neither on the neither on the bottoms nor on the top. But ultimately, for me, the most vulnerable spot is from the side of Total Gaming, because they can be tagged from all look and corner. Will they be tagged is the bigger question.
Yes, exactly. As we move forward to the next circles, we are going to see one more warning popping up for each and every team that the second circle is about to close in, as 5 mutants are still holding a good spot near about refinery. All the teams focusing on the circle. Is this the Kalahari map that we witnessed? Yes, this is the Kalahari map that we are once again going to witness. Being a slow-paced one, the end circle is going to be full and full of action plus chaos. Lure goes down on his knees, one of the most important players, as he picks up each and every player with his car 98. Mafia having the hands on AWM. Now, are we going to see the Mafia and the Sniper coming into play, and Mafia Bala once again with all the DMRs?
I mean, yeah, with Total Gaming still in this picture, we can expect them, because if not for CHEMIN Esports, if there is anybody else who's capable of doing wonders when it comes to the map of Kalahari, that's always been the side of Total Gaming. As of now, we can see that, there's going to be another exchange coming in. 2B Gamers looks like they're taking advantage of this height, and they're going to put down as many bodies as possible. As we said, with the zone coming to the side of refinery, any team will be getting that high ground advantage and will be trying to dominate it. Oh, no. Shibu gets a jump, goes down ultimately. I don't know what is he trying to do. Probably will be coming in from another angle, quickly picking it up. Supreme on the other side has found out another player. That's going to be the side of Arrows. Grenades are also be coming in. Shots are also being dealt by the side of Arrow. I don't know how long they'll be able to, survive this wrath. The most of their resources are getting, but let's not forget that it's going to be the glue walls. I mean, final few glue walls is what he'll be having. ACAT and Exchange can also be coming in from his side. Somehow runs into the corner where he can get into cover and be with his teammates. All these things said and done, Tonde Gamers from another angle. KMPH, Eisen, did he put down 2 players with a grenade?
No, one single, and on the other hand, we had one more kill from the grenade. So the grenades are now popping off and the circle is closing in. A lot of teams surviving, but there goes the DMRs, and now is the time we see the kill feed popping off. Once again for Total Gaming, Mafia confirms the kill, but the AWM and Eisen pops off another one, this time with a second grenade that he lands on the enemy.
Absolutely. Now Eisen is on the other side, trying to do his best against the side of 5 mutants, trying to eliminate them completely. KMBH also wants this very bad, but 5 mutants gets eliminated, and their hope for a booyah for the final moment gets eliminated as well. It's going to be Stalker on the other side, trying to take down Joker. I know that 2B Gamers can pick up as many kills as possible with 30 men still alive. Another 10 more in the name. 16 points is what they'll be, 16 kill points is what they'll be able to put up. I know that they have the zone advantage, the height advantage as well. With all those things, oh, Hero Honi. Oh, what a shot coming in from the side of Stalker. Puts down Hero Honi at the nth moment. Now, if he gets to the corner of this building, he'll be able to see more than one player coming in. I know that Shibu on the other side is also trying to do the damage. Look at that, Stalker is still not stopping. Zero is going to be the next man in his crosshairs. That Chrono Shield, how long will that hold off? I know that he's going to put down Hero Honi yet again. The confirmation also comes in. 9 frags is what they picked up so far. Stalker still not stopping. There's another team walking into his crosshairs. I do believe that it's going to be possible for him to pick up more points. Novi, it's going to be Kakle in his crosshairs at this time. More and more of support is what he'll require, as 2B Gamers can pick up more frags for themselves.
Well, they're not going to stop right now, because look at the next circle. No one is inside that, as KM Brotherhood gets eliminated. And this time, the more sad KM Brotherhood is, the happiest at this time would be Team 2B Gamers, because now they have a chance to be back in the top 6, where top 4 teams are for sure the Indian teams. But once again, to be back in the top 6 is what they would like to be at, because they really want to get a lead. There goes the DMR, as Total Gaming is going to be the first team with Team 2B Gamers to arrive in the next circle. The only 2 teams. Let's see who is going to win this booyah, as DADA gang now is looking in a bad situation. Mafia Bala gets an knock on Twitter, confirms this as soon as he gets the chance.
I mean, not the right kind of gameplay we were expecting from another team, but from the top, to be gamers are pretty vulnerable because in that map of Refined, you need to stick together, and that's the only way for you. Now, stealing kills is going to be his priority, obviously. Onward doesn't choose to do so. He has done the damage for another player, allowing them to fight out with one another. Mafia Bala on the other side is cooking up as many grenades as possible as he wants to pick up as many kills as possible as well. If there is any other team trying to pick up frags, it's going to be Total Gaming as they're trying to push in against the side of Arrow. Mafia gets taken down. The revival is going to be inevitable, but ultimately that's not going to happen, I believe. In case that does happen, now the fight out is going to be between 2B Gamers and Fauziya in the final moments of the game. LS on the other side is looking forward for the side of OGs or for the side of DADA Gang as they come in into the circle. Let's see which team will be actually securing the booyah in this final map of the day.
Well, yes, exactly. The last 4 teams, and there goes Drago with a grenade, gets a knock on Mafia. Fauziya by the play zone, Mafia Bala by the play zone. Who is surviving? Is Total Gaming still there? Yes, Delete is still there. Gets a knock, but gets taken out by the grenade of Zuki. The last 3 teams, Dada Gang. They are. Focus for them. Drago GRG gets a knock on Dada Gang. Drago with a grenade gets a kill, but Dada Gang still has 2 players surviving for them. Drago GRG gets a kill. Will he get the last one? No, he won't, as Karkley was having a heal battle with Drago GRG, and he will win it. Dada Gang acquiring the booyah number 2 for the day.
It's very good to see that there are only 2 teams which are actually doing the maximum work over here. See, Total Gaming with 3 coming in today, and 1 coming in from the side of the 2 coming in from the side of Dada Gang is 5 over, which is that one team which took the final booyah. I'm still trying to calculate it in my head. I'm not finding out who it was, but all these things said and done, Dada Gang killed with success is what was the slogan, but ultimately it was the heel battle which actually saved them out in the final moments of the game. Let's not forget how things have turned out so far, as we'll be stepping in to look at the scoreboard, because ultimately we all know that uh, it's inevitable for the teams on the top to maintain that position. So I do believe that they'll be able to do it very, very easily. All these things said and done, Bridul, I mean, today's game has been a very topsy-turvy run for the side of Orangutan as well as CHEMIN Esports. What do you have to say about Arrow Esports specifically for today's gameplay?
Arrow Esports, a really difficult question indeed, because today it's been a topsy-turvy for them too, because they have been trying to perform. Some games went good for them, some games never went in their half, and that is why Orangutan Elite and Arrow Esports are now struggling at the 3rd and 4th position. And one of the main key reasons that Total Gaming is now at the 2nd spot is because of 3 booyahs. For sure, being consistent at the 2nd position is the second point that I would like to make, and the other part is that CHEMIN Esports have been performing brilliantly today.
Absolutely, and that is the best part about CHEMIN Esports, right? It's not that they've been performing brilliantly now, they have been performing brilliantly from the first day of the finale itself. If not anything, I mean, they tend to come in. Dada Gang, I thought they had 2 booyahs for the day. I think it's the Guardians who picked up 1, and Dada Gang picking up and yeah. So I do believe that it could be the Guardians as well as the Dada Gang who have done the damage for the day. But ultimately, my battery gets exhausted at the final moments. I think, Mridul, I know that you can be keeping forward as I'll try to, come back to be visible in front of the screens for the viewers.
Yes, exactly. As the show must go on, we are going to see that most of the teams perform their part. Yes, it was a great booyah for the other gang, but what shook me out, Urka, was only and only one thing that we saw from their side. A great initial opening by the side of 2B Gamers, where they took out 4 frags on CHEMIN Esports, and CHEMIN Esports were eliminated at hashtag 11. Oh my god, hashtag 11, when CHEMIN Esports got out, I was at another level.
I mean, absolutely, because somebody goes into a side of Refinery finally in the finale, challenges them and takes all 4 players down without getting any of their players lost. Everybody will lose their mind at that point of time. So it was a very, very good gameplay for most of these teams. All these things said and done, let's see what the future is going to look like for the side of 2B Gamers, because ultimately they did try to do the heavy lifting for the day. They did try to put up some average for themselves, but specifically in this game, I want to see what the scorecard is going to look like, because ultimately it was not the top teams alive apart from Total Gaming, right? So the other teams who could have done an average of 5, 6 or probably 10 for themselves, it's not going to do much when it comes to the overall points table, but it's going to boost their confidence to perform better in the final day.
Well, yes, exactly. And I'm really excited for the overall scorecard even before the map wise scorecard lands in front of us, because overall scorecard, we are going to get each and everything cleared in front of us, which exact position is there for which exact team, because what we do are just speculations. But behind happens the real league offs, behind happens the real calculations where we are going to see exact amount of points, exact amount of kills, and exact amount of total points that the teams have got. There comes the map by scoreboard of the last game, where even after the game
Oh
went into the hands of
no.
DADA gang, the Nepalese team, we had 2B Gamer with 12 kills from this game and having 21 total points from the game number 6.
Every time I've counted the number of kills, I've always thought, right, which two teams have already done the great job. It looks like 2B Gamers and Dada Gam have decimated the room over here with 18 kills, almost 25% of the room itself. Two Indian flags still coming in over here. This is what I was expecting from day number one. Two Nepal, two Pakistan, and two Indian flags to be swaying in the top 6. But ultimately, it's possible on one day, on one map specifically. 2B Gamers, Dada Gang showing that Nepal teams are still in this game. Total Gaming keeping their hopes high for the fans. Arrow Gaming on the other side puts an average of 8. Good to see that even they're able to do that. But Legend Style ES, as always, trying to be as consistent as possible. The Guardians at one point of time look like they could be dominating throughout the day. Got taken down because of 5 rank points and 3 kill points. They'll have an average of 8 in this game as well. So all these things said and done, the second half of the table is what I want to look at, because ultimately CHEMIN Esports is going down with 0 points, and as well as one of the other teams. So how will they be able to counter it out from the beginning, as the overall points table will be so different from here on?
Yes, exactly. The overall points table is what I wait out for. But the other gang proving why they have been getting those booyahs. Even after they are in the bottom half, they are getting those booyahs. Let's see, not with much amount of kills, but they have done their part. Map by scoreboard, the second chart coming in front of us, where we see KM Brotherhood with 6 points and 2B Gamers performing in this one. Is going to be a great and a big tough battle between KM Brotherhood and Team 2B Gamers for the 5th and the 6th spot. HOTSHOT definitely trying to get 10 points from each and every game. They were not able to do so, but Legend Style Esports and Team HOTSHOT are now close to each other, because Legend Style were not able to put up a gameplay today what we wanted from them. At the 9th spot, we have Team TONDE Gamer with 3 points. The first 2 games after the first half ended were amazing, but the last game going once again in vain, just like that. 5 Mutants at the 10th spot with only 2 points. Orangutan Elite with 1 kill point that they got. But CHEMIN Esports, that was some ruthlessness we saw from the side of 2B Gamers, eliminated at hashtag 12.
I mean, Orangutan Elite and CHEMIN Esports, the top of the tables are actually getting eliminated in the 11th and the 12th position. It's hard for me to digest this fact, because ultimately they were the two teams. Every single game, consistency was the key for them. Every single game, they made sure they were in the top 3 no matter what happens. But ultimately seeing them in the bottom of the table, I know it's too late for the other teams to actually do such wonders. But still, once they are able to do it today, I think that they'll be able to continue the same kind of domination tomorrow. But since Total Gaming is the team which actually takes the corner of the map, they'll have a chance. But on the overall scorecard, we'll be able to see a
Yes, this
very,
is what I
very
said.
close call coming in between the side of CHEMIN Esports and Total Gaming, as predicted by my friend Mridul over here. It's going to be 266 and 260 points, all thanks to Fozzy Ajay's brain over there to bring up the rank point of 150. I know the kill points was actually held on by the side of Mafia and Mafia Bala, but what a catch up they have done, as Orangutan Elite with 238 and Arrow Esports with 226. But Legend Style and 2B Gamers still have a ray of hope, as they have also reached the 200 pointers. 60 points is what Legend Style will be looking at, and 50 points is what 2B Gamers will be looking at from the final map, or from the final day of the grand finale.
Yeah, exactly. And if you talk about the 5th and the 6th position, from the 5th position, there is a lot pointer difference. Like if we count it perfectly, it is a 48 pointer difference from 2B Gamers. And then if you're going to talk about Legend Style Esports, oh my god, 65 points is what we need to cover out for. Okay, yes, it can be covered when there is a chance that the all of the top 4 go out of the first 4 matches at the bottom 4.
Absolutely. But at the same time, the most important thing for me is going to be the differences of the bottoms. Like, do they have a chance over here? I know that it's a bleak chance even for Legend Style to catch up for 66 points, right? Six
Yeah.
maps and an average of 20 is what they'll need to outnumber them. So it's going to be hard. The only fighting chance I can see is for the four teams on the top. CHEMIN Esports, Total Gaming, Orangutan Elite, and Arrow Esports. I know that Arrow Esports will have to do wonders expecting the top three teams to get eliminated, which is going to be a little hard for tomorrow. But CHEMIN Esports and Total Gaming, these are the two teams to watch out for. If the others, the Pakistan teams and the Nepal teams, try to challenge them in the drop location like how they did in this game, I know that it's going to be a hard story for these two teams from the beginning itself. So how will they be ready to counter attack such attacks is going to be the bigger question and the thing to watch out for on the final day of the grand finals.
Well, yes, exactly. As on the seventh position, we are going to have KM Brotherhood with 198 points. So, Legend Style Esports, yes, they have entered the top six once again. As now KM Brotherhood goes down and steps down to the seventh position because of the last two games. But if you are going to look out for KM Brotherhood and Team DADA Gang, yes, they can still be up there at the top and hold the fifth or sixth position after the day ends because DADA Gang, they have also laid a stone that they can perform on the last day of grand finals. Well, yes, the bottom four here is going to be 151 points for Team HOTSHOT, the Guardians having 148, TONDE Gamer having the same number of points, and even the same number of kills and even the same number of ranking points. Oh, what a beauty we are
Exactly.
seeing at this time. And five mutants at the 12th position with 87 ranking points, but they have been lacking kills. They have been lacking kills is what they needed.
I mean, I know that it's almost a goodbye story for the side of Five Mutants. Like from now on, even if they play, they'll have to play for the eighth position, where 1 lakh rupees is what they can gain. But ultimately, if most of these teams are looking for the bigger title, the best IGL, the best underdog team, and all those things, probably they'll have a chance over there. All these things said and done. What do you have to say about one big question which keeps popping in my head? Do you really think that 2B gamers will have an opportunity tomorrow? What if the other teams, other country mates actually go and challenge all four Indian teams in the drop location? And I love 2B gamers to actually put some points on the table. If that does happen, what are the chances of these teams to actually dominate over here? Mridul, do you really feel that 2B gamers will be able to counter this off and get those points on the table?
Well, this is what exactly I had in my mind before the day number 4 started, Arka. 2B Gamers was my only choice for today. If they were able to perform up to my mark, I would have definitely said that they stand a chance to be there in the top 4. But look at the difference. It's really difficult to cover up a 48 pointer difference because the Booyas are coming for the Indian teams. Indian teams have been performing
Exactly.
consistently for the first 4 days, and now that we are going to arrive onto the last day of grand finals, I don't think that they're even going to enter the top 4, but definitely there is going to be a lot of changes in the bottom half because there will be a fight for the 1 lakh prize that you're going to get at the 8th position, and then after that you're only left with the titles.
Absolutely, but one thing is very clear: no team is going to be dominate. No team will be trying to challenge the other country teammates, because we have been seeing
Yeah.
that, if Indian teams are actually challenging someone in their rotation, it's Indian teams. If
Yeah.
Pakistan teams are fighting out, they're fighting, fighting out their own teammates. They're not challenging
Yeah.
the other countries, and due to which, the best of the countries which survived in the final moments, that's going to be the Indian teams. Like ultimately, they understood that, we shouldn't take down the players. That understanding within that synergy within the country allowed them to be in the final circle in the final moments, and then they fought out for the top four positions. For the Indian teams in the top four positions, a huge congratulations for them is what I would like to say. But at the end of the day, the bigger question lies to me is this: do CHEMIN Esports have the right kind of strategy, when it comes to the map of Kalahari? Because ultimately one team did challenge them at the side of Refinery and took them out, and that gives an opening for the other teams also to come in and counter them.
Well, that is what always makes a shock to me when I saw that moment 2B Gamer eliminating CHEMIN Esports in the last game where CHEMIN Esports had a great day. But talk about Total Gaming, they're really close to CHEMIN Esports after the day 4 has ended. And if I've once again checked the overall scorecard, yes, there is just a 6 pointer difference, Arka. Just a 6 pointer difference, it can be covered within seconds, and Total Gaming is able to get those circles. Fozzy is back, the man is back, the OG squad is back. Tomorrow it's going to be Total Gaming against CHEMIN Esports.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward for something like this. We're going to end on a very, very good note. This is going to be me, Arka. With me is going to be Mridul. This is World Esports Cup presented by Infinix Smartphone in association with India Today Gaming. Let's not forget, to shout out for those sponsors. They have done an amazing job. Radio partners is going to be Ish 104.8. Broadcasting is going to be Plutonia Esports, and I hope that you guys will be coming in over here. See you guys tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye bye and adios.
Yeah.